Formula One heads to Sao Paulo, Brazil for Interlagos, the Autodromo Carlos Pache for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Just 2 races remain then on what has been a Red Bull dominated 2022 calendar as well. Red Bull dominating ever since Austria as well. It has been just that type of year. Can Verstappen though make it 16 wins? He's got 2 more races to try and prove it. 2 weeks here, Sao Paulo, and the season rounds out next weekend in Abu Dhabi. In the Drivers' Championship, Max Verstappen has 416 points. It's the battle for second that is on between Sergio Perez and Charles Leclerc. Just 5 points is separating them. George Russell is now about 15 points clear of Lewis Hamilton as well. Carlos Sainz has dropped down into 6th position as well, shortly behind Lewis Hamilton. Lando Norris is now comfortably ahead of Esteban Ocon. Fernando Alonso going in P9. Valtteri Bottas and Sebastian Vettel rounding out the last 2 positions on the first page. But a point behind Sebastian Vettel is Daniel Ricciardo as well, still trying to close in for a top 11 finish. Kevin Magnussen, Pierre Gasly battling out for 13th. Lance Stroll, Mick Schumacher, Yuki Tsunoda, just a point separating them for 15th. Zhou Guanyu is 2 clear of Alexander Albon, who's 2 clear of Nicholas Latifi and Nick de Vries. Nico Hülkenberg, who has been reserve driver, has scored no points. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull are already the champions, 696 points. Can they break the 700 mark before the season's out? Looks likely. Ferrari are now just 40 points clear of Mercedes, who are making a run for second in the Constructors. Alpine now just a little bit clear of McLaren. The Alfa Romeo Aston Martin battle is heating up. Haas versus AlphaTauri, just 1 point between them. Williams going to be on their own in 10th. No way they can now get any more points. A fascinating weekend so far. What does today bring? It's race time for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix here in Interlagos. Before we get to the main action though, yesterday it was the final F1 sprint of the year. Your commentators Joshua Birch, Megan Birch, Josh Plays and Synthel. From back to front, Mick Schumacher starts on the 10th row of the grid in 20th position. Yuki Tsunoda starts 19th. Following ahead, Valtteri Bottas is 18th with Zhou Guanyu in 17th on row number 8. Row 7 sees Nicholas Latifi alongside Lance Stroll as well, rounding up in 15th place. 14th for Daniel Ricciardo and 13th for Sebastian Vettel. A poor start from qualifying in their procedures as well. The 6th row of the grid sees Pierre Gasly starting 12th. Alexander Albon has 11th. And then going on to the 5th row of the grid, Charles Leclerc with no time starts in 10th after starting on intermediate tyres. Sergio Perez is 9th. On row 4, Lewis Hamilton starts 8th. Fernando Alonso starts in 7th. 3rd row of the grid as well, Esteban Ocon in 6th. Alpine looking quick this weekend. Carlos Sainz takes 5th position as well. 2nd row of the grid, Lando Norris battling food poisoning, still manages to put in P4. Can he start 3rd on the grid? George Russell starts 3rd today. Max Verstappen 2nd, but Kevin Magnussen with his first ever pole position here in the F1 sprint. Here we go then, they are lining up on the grid. Kevin Magnussen on pole position. He'll be on the left-hand side of the track. On the right-hand side will be Max Verstappen. Russell and Norris behind them. Sainz rounding out the top 5. Hamilton is 8th. Perez 9th. Leclerc 10th on the grid. 24 laps ahead of us for the final F1 sprint of 2022. Both of them so far have been won by Max Verstappen. He is the king of the sprint. What can he do here today from second? By point find, everything set, teeth gritted, eyes to the lights. They will come on with a green flag in the back. 1 light, on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5. Action for the F1 sprint. It's a good start from Kevin Magnussen. He's got a great launch. He will lead into turn 1. Russell's trying round the outside. And Lando Norris looking on the inside of Max Verstappen. And we've got a lock-up further back. And there's cars going everywhere. But we all get through. Yeah, it's Perez.
Go on, Kev.
Perez was having a bit of contact, but Magnussen leads by such a run. Verstappen on those medium tyres is vulnerable. Look at Alonso and Ocon. They're side by side. And Alonso goes through. Ocon's being sent wide. Alonso's touched! Ocon touches the side of Alonso! And somehow it's it's not! A massive accident! Alonso goes through!
How did he stay up?
Half the field look like they're standing still, half the field look like they're accelerating, but it is a brilliant start from Kevin Magnussen, who leads here in Sao Paulo.
Lock up further back.
It's Mick Schumacher who's made his way up into 16th position. Well, Zhou and Bottas have gone down. That's Latifi in 17th.
Might be Albon that I saw lock up.
Well, Zhou and Bottas, both Alfa Romeos have gone down.
Which.
Danny Ricciardo's having a battle with Alexander Albon. But Synthel, what a start from Magnussen. He just took off into towards turn 1 and has got the fastest lap.
Yeah, a very difficult start from Verstappen. Immediately had to defend from Russell. He might have to do it again as Russell got a great run. Up the hill towards turn 1.
Oh, contact! The two Alpines make up, and now Ocon's wing's gone.
Stop touching each other.
There's a wing on one of the Alpines into the first corner. Russell's got a great launch on Verstappen, coming to the centre S's. Meantime, there's Deborah on the start-finish straight. They might have to throw a virtual safety car for that one.
Hey.
And look at Russell, pulls to the outside towards Cecilia Delaga. He's all over the back of Verstappen. And he's got him. Verstappen runs wide. Russell looking to the inside line, up to Ferradura. This race is electric. What a sprint.
First of all, I think the Alpines need to learn what's rule 1, Josh?
Don't hit your teammate.
Rule 2?
Read rule 1.
Yeah, twice they hit each other. And damaged front wing. Alonso has dropped all the way back. He blocked Paris. It was quite close to contact there as well.
The two Alpines
having it take each other off.
Yeah, and it's Alonso. I've just looked on the replay. It's Alonso with a damaged front wing. As you say, he's dropped right back.
Damn it, Ocon!
Yeah, so Ocon not learning from his Racing Point Force Indy days when he made contact with everyone. Magnussen leads by over half a second. Verstappen's medium tyres are starting to switch on, but Russell's right behind him as well. DRS will be active on lap 3. Here comes Hamilton, though, on the inside of Esteban Ocon. There's Alonso's damaged rear front wing, right on the racing line. Verstappen's taking the lead. Verstappen's taking the lead.
Alonso, drop back.
Verstappen's taking the lead into turn 1. I don't know how he done that, though. We haven't seen it. There he is, through the centre S. Verstappen leads the F1 sprint. Magnussen led 2 laps, and Sainz with the fastest lap. Where did Verstappen find that time from?
I don't know, though. Alonso has entered the pits, and let's hope it's either a quick one and that he doesn't.
Here we go. Verstappen on the inside line down to turn 1. Got so much more momentum and passed him way before the braking zone for the centre S. And Verstappen easily takes the lead of the F1 sprint.
It's those tyres.
Mediums took a while to kick in since, but as soon as they have, it's race on.
Yeah, and great straight line speed from the Red Bull. Now, Magnussen also almost outside the DRS. He needs to keep within that second to try and improve his chances of getting a podium here. DRS is enabled. Now this lap, can he have it on this straight already?
Let's see, Russell might have it too. Sainz is up to 4th, he's past Lando Norris. On board with George Russell now, 10th in the pits.
In the pit stop, and he's rejoined last.
Thanks, Ted. So that's Alonso. Here comes Russell with the DRS, pulls around the outside, and Silver the boxes, and takes 2nd place. Magnussen down to 3rd, but can the Ferrari get through? Same power unit, remember, in the Haas and the Ferrari as they come through. And Ocon's now being passed by Sergio Perez. Perez up to 7th.
Damn!
And that's Hamilton with the fastest lap time, a 1:14.317. Fantastic opening lap. Here comes Sainz, though, on the back, on the inside into turn 4. Magnussen goes to shut the door, though, but Sainz is through. Great start, though, from K-Mag. I want to give him a round of applause. He led 2 laps and had a great getaway. Josh, what a start. Oh, sorry, Sin's gone.
Well, Magnussen has chosen to be safe for the sprint. He could have chosen to go and fully send it and be absolutely aggressive. This is Alonso and Ocon, but this was the first contact where he didn't really damage his front wing too much.
Oh, that's on board with Esteban Ocon.
Did Alonso know
Alonso.
It's Alonso touched the side of Ocon there, and Alonso getting all sideways. And then this is the second contact, Megan up the hill, on board with Alonso. Is he going to pull to the outside? Here's Alonso's radio.
I lost the front wing, I think. Thanks to
Again.
Alonso losing the front wing thanks to our friend, and well, he raced him hard, but Ocon's got damage on the side pods. Yeah, go on. Russell's got the fastest lap.
I've made my decision. First,
Hamilton makes a move on the inside to turn 1 of the centre S, gets past Lando Norris for 5th.
First incident, Ocon's fault, because he should have stayed on the racing line and not be stupid enough to go on the, next to the curve. Second incident, that's Alonso's fault because honestly he got way too close to the tyres. And what do you think would happen to your front wing?
Yeah, now Alonso...
He did the same in America.
He did actually, yeah. Yeah, you weren't here for that one, but he did do exactly the same.
Exactly.
Megs.
It's clearly an issue he has to work on.
Yeah, Josh, Russell's got the fastest lap, Hamilton's closing him in, and now Ocon's in troubles, Magnussen's falling back, and Sainz doesn't look that healthy at the front. So who's your pick for this race win?
Well, of course, I'm going to have to go for Verstappen now. Russell fastest lap 1:14.233. Verstappen is going into turn 12, while Alonso is going down in towards turn 4. How Alonso saved it.
Alonso ready.
Turn 4, lap 1.
So he pushed me in turn 4, and then finally on the straight. Yeah, well done. Yeah, good for that, mate.
Fernando Alonso has no luck in the sprint races. He didn't even start the sprint race in Austria, started 20th. He's happened again as Hamilton passes Magnussen now for 4th. Hamilton, like he did 12 months ago, is making better on a bad qualifying and is making his way up the racing here today. Brilliant.
Leclerc up to 8th, overtaken off Ocon.
Yeah, he lost a lot of time behind Ocon actually, and Russell's doing a good job to stay behind Verstappen within a second.
Hamilton is under investigation, I've been told. Josh might need to look into that because I just saw something. Yeah, it's involving car 3, Ricardo 24, Joe 44. Hamilton noted for start procedure infringement.
They're not...
Yeah, Josh might take a look into that. As on board with Sainz around the outside.
It's sounding like a kettle again.
Yeah, it is. And that was... Is that... Which one was that? Was that Norris?
Norris.
Yeah. Where was Norris driving today? I know he's not feeling well, but he's cross-eyed. He was everywhere.
Maybe he was trying to let him through, just failing at it. Also, every single time I hear Sainz's car, I think there's either something wrong with that or he just really likes tea.
You wrote down in Mexico the noise sounded like in Only Fools and Horses when the doll's blowing up.
Yeah, that too.
Omar Safnau's on the pit wall with Sky.
Change on Fernando's car and as a precaution change the tires as well. Yeah, let's see what happens, but I think unless there's a safety car, Fernando's race is over.
How did you see those two incidents? Do you think he pushed him off in turn 4 and was he weaving on the straight? Ocon against Alonso?
Yeah, so the weaving on the straight, I mean, I don't see him weaving much at all, and I think Fernando was a bit too close, but looking at it in turn 4, I think perhaps Esteban could give him a bit more room.
Will you be having a chat to the two drivers? They've only got 2 more Grand Prix together as teammates, but you want them to keep it clean till now, the end of the season.
Yeah, including tomorrow, where most of the points are scored.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks ever so much indeed, Otmar.
Otmar Safnau there, Megan.
Did he just agree that it was Esteban's fault first time and second time Alonso?
Yeah.
Exactly the same as I.
Yeah, well done. Sensible. Were you thinking the same thing as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Though Alonso did take a lot of risk on the curb there because he nearly lost it into Ocon.
Exactly.
Well, this sprint race is turning into an exciting debacle, isn't it, at the moment? 17 laps to go. We've completed... we're on lap 8 now of this race. So it's
Russell's
lap 8.
still within the DRS.
Yeah, Russell's closing in. Well, those medium tyres of Verstappen switched on enough to pass Magnussen. I don't think they've switched on to get away from Russell, as this is Perez looking to the inside of Lando Norris, and Perez makes his way up into 6th place as well at the centre rest with a lovely move on the inside line. This is getting good, actually. This F1 sprint might start to like it if it's more like this. It is like a proper Grand Prix. Maybe they, honestly, just make it half distance and award half points. Then we'll be happy. Oh, what's that on the back of Perez? There was some
a bit wide on the curb.
Yeah.
But not too big of an issue, I think. But yeah, it did go a little bit too wide, maybe, which could have damaged a bit on the floor, but it should be fine.
Definitely glad Cincy because he's got onboard cameras to have a look at as well. Josh as well. We're seeing a replay here. Hang on 2 seconds. This is. Well, this is 2 moves. That's Gasly passing Ocon. Ocon's got damage on the 2 Aston Martins for the back making a move, and Vettel locking up into turn 1. So Stroll ahead of Vettel. And this is Russell into turn 4 at Decina de Laga, and he's on the radio.
Track limits 4.
Oh!
Copy.
And that's track limits about Verstappen. Josh is going to be keeping a keen eye on those up in the box, aren't you, Josh?
Oh, I can tell that
Perez.
last time it was Hamilton as Perez goes up the inside of Kevin Magnussen. into turn 1 and keeps it sticks, but Vettel has got DRS on Stroll, going down towards turn 1, switches to the inside, brakes as late as he can, and he's got Ocon in front and is side by side through turn 2.
Yeah, Ocon's just spawning the party. Here he goes around the outside of the curve to Sol. Vettel's going to be all over him. Oh, they've made contact and Vettel's on the grass. Vettel's been forced onto the grass there by Lance Stroll, and he's put his finger up as well to say, what were you doing?
Bad day for teammates.
Well, what is it with the people who with Lance Stroll, Esteban Ocon? They cannot drive today.
The underdogs.
They don't care about their teammates anymore, it looks like. But those Aston Martins were, I think, already having contact in the first lap as well.
Yes, they did,
and they're still going for it.
Well, the sprint race, let's take another look at it. So, Vettel goes to the inside. Stroll goes very late defensive. That's a penalty for Stroll.
That's what caused the incident in America.
Yes, A simple okay for Sebastian Vettel as he gets completely pushed onto the grass. Looking up to, I thought he was going to spin into the side of him as well. 15 to go. What have you've noticed something?
I don't understand this.
What have you noticed?
I'm looking at
Here they go again.
Oh,
hey, sorry, mate. Well, I'll have to stop here because the sim says, here we go again. Vettel's going to go to the inside. Stroll takes the high line. And look at that, Vettel giving him the finger as he goes past into turn 1. That is fantastic from Sebastian Vettel, the elder driver, literally giving the finger, like John Cleland and the touring cars, to the younger Lance Stroll. Do that one more time, he's just saying. Fantastic. What have you noticed, mate? You go on, Josh.
On the starting procedure infringement, maybe it's because it's 3 different drivers, 3 different teams, maybe tyres weren't on at the correct time, or they've done something, because it says starting procedure infringement, not starting grid infringement. And it says cars 5 and 18 Stroll noted for forcing another driver off the track, so that is being looked into by the stewards.
Yeah, we'll wait for the official investigations to come up because it's a sprint qualifying. It tends to have a slightly different procedure, more like a qualifying where they get looked at after before they set the main grid for tomorrow. Megan, though, has been sitting patiently. She's noticed something, but this is certainly the best sprint race we've seen all season.
Yeah, I'm looking at the gaps. Oh, incident involving cars 5 Vettel and 18 Stroll noted, forcing another driver off the track.
And Danny Ricciardo breezes through on Stroll, and Vettel breezes through on Esteban Ocon for 10th.
Right, so the gap. Look at the gap between Verstappen and Russell.
0.569, yeah.
I saw that gap when they were quite close to each other go from a 8/10 of a second gap to a 1.1.
Yeah.
I was curious about this because I didn't notice the fact I didn't see any fluctuations with Sainz's car, so it couldn't have been George going back. So then I noticed the fact that in the similar corners, Verstappen was accelerating at least 20 kilometres per hour faster than George was.
That's very bizarre.
I think Russell's closer than ever now.
Yeah, he is. He's now, look, Verstappen's slowing. Yeah, you're right, Megan, she's absolutely right. Verstappen's doing 300 odd kilometres on the run down to the straight. Russell's doing 324. Russell looks left. Russell looks right. Russell can't go around the outside. Can't go round him, can't go through, he's got to go around the outside and cover the Sol, down the retroposter. Russell's got the DRS, Russell's going to try and go around the outside. 12 months ago, a different Mercedes. Verstappen keeps his nose in, Russell's still there, Verstappen goes wide, Russell's still on the inside line through Ferradora. What a fantastic run. Russell's looking tasty here.
Exactly. But also, I just thought it was really weird because I didn't see any fluctuations between Sainz and Russell, so I kept looking at it for about 2 laps.
You bang on. Russell is about 20 kilometres an hour faster than Verstappen. Is Verstappen trying to save his engine level?
Verstappen before was faster.
And now they've switched around again.
Yeah, and I don't know why Verstappen was so fast, because he shouldn't have been able to go that. He shouldn't have been able to go that speed around those corners.
Since do you think they're both trying a difference of saving strategies in terms of power and ERS deployment and all that lot?
Could be. I think maybe Russell has saved some ERS, and to try it now again. He's coming. He's too far this time.
Oh, he's going to make a lunge. He's going to pull around the outside line. That's so close to turn 1. He's got the inside line. Slight contact. Verstappen gets unbalanced. Russell's going inside line towards the pit lane. Russell says, okay, I'll go right round the outside here into turn 4. Verstappen turns in. I think they've both run a little wide. Verstappen runs wide. Russell's on the inside line. Up the hill to Ferradura. Russell on the outside line. Keep your foot in it. They're still keeping their foot in it. And there's a yellow flag somewhere on the track. Yeah, that's a track
sector 2.
It's Albon.
Turn 1.
Albon.
Yeah, Albon is off.
Latifi's coming up to it now.
Albon is off. We think there might be a safety car. That'll spoil it. If Albon stops...
Turn 1. It's a spin maybe then.
Yeah, yes, he's spun it. So let's hope it's not going to cause anything. What's happened? It's rolling down. It can't stop. Marshall puts the emergency chock on. That might be a safety car. Might be a time for Verstappen to pit. Is it only we've got 12 laps to go. We've just passed halfway. No safety car yet. Only a yellow flag at turn 3. If the yellow flag's gone, we're going to go racing. Here we go again then. Can Russell find anything? No. Green flag, back to running order. Russell can't do anything on this moment.
He'll catch up as long as Verstappen doesn't go that really weird amount. And I did consider the fact that Russell is on different tyres to Verstappen. Though I did look at Latifi, since both Latifi and Verstappen are on mediums.
The DRS was disabled on the run to turn 1. That's why Russell lost so much time. And that's allowed Sainz to join the party as Ricciardo goes to 11th.
Yeah, I did look at Latifi and his timings around the same time as Verstappen, though it wasn't the same.
Ricciardo up to 11th.
I hit some debris, but yeah, let's see.
Has Verstappen hit Alonso's wing?
Probably. They haven't picked it up yet.
Yeah, that hasn't been removed because you can't. At that part of the track, you'll have to deploy a safety car. Verstappen locks up down at the Orange's corner before Magullo. Downhill towards Juncker. One more time. Russell's got the DRS this time around. Synth, it should be an easy pass.
See?
Yeah, well, he's been just as close as he's been before. Maybe just a little bit closer. He's very late on the brakes the last laps. Can he do it again?
Come on, up the hill. Underlay, George, come on, find the way through. He's got the DRS, he's reeling him in faster than the championship-winning fisherman. Verstappen goes to the right, Russell goes to the left. They converge again at turn 1, back on the power. Russell on DRS again, gets a much better exit out of Curve de Sol. Verstappen's car is twitching on the medium tyres. Russell's got the DRS open, Russell goes on the outside. Russell's on the outside into turn 4. Verstappen's backed off, he backs off. Russell takes the lead. And listen to the crowd! That is entertainment! At over 200 miles an hour! And look who's joining the party! It's Lewis Hamilton! Right behind Carlos Sainz! Mercedes have found something in Sao Paulo! The game is on! The dream is not dead! Brilliant!
Now, Mercedes, if you can keep this mentality for the rest of this season and the next, that'll be lovely.
Synth, talk us through this!
Well, this looks like a replay all the time, but this time I think he got a bit of a longer slipstream, which helped him and get more momentum on the straight. This time Verstappen wasn't close enough and able to brake later.
It took a helping of...
And Russell is 1.5 seconds ahead of Verstappen. Verstappen has dropped off massively. He's now holding up Sainz. He's holding up Hamilton. Verstappen has a major problem with that Red Bull. Don't know what it is. He's reported over the radio. He's lost wing damage.
Hamilton.
Here comes Hamilton. Sainz goes incredibly defensive into turn 1. Hamilton goes high, swings down low. Can he get his sweet chariot to get out of turn 3 faster than Carlos Sainz? Oh no! Track limits for Verstappen! And now the stewards are investigating the Stroll and Vettel. Sainz goes defensive. Hamilton around the outside, can't get through. But Sainz goes in deep. Hamilton switches the car. Mercedes look like their old selves.
Let's hope they keep being their old selves, because honestly, it's been sad.
Late defending from Sainz.
Synth, what was that move Hamilton was thinking of? I've never seen a move in Ferradura ever.
Yeah, well, we saw it in 2017, but that cost a safety car then.
That's true.
Wow, he got really close there. But Sainz is defending really heavily, and he got really late to the left. He saw Hamilton's DRS close, because I think he just backed off a little bit, because otherwise he would have hit the back of him, because how late Sainz moved to the left-hand side.
If George Russell wins this sprint race, and he doesn't win the race, history will be so annoyed.
Oh my...
2.2 seconds. Synth, there's got to be Josh, Synth, there's got to be a problem for Verstappen.
10-second time penalty.
Let's see.
For who? Go on, Josh, for who? Quickly.
A Stroll. Dangerous manoeuvre.
And here comes Hamilton to turn 1. He can't make a move on the inside. So Stroll has been given a 10-second penalty, as Josh reported. But Russell is 2.3 seconds faster than Verstappen. That is the gap as things stand here on lap 17. First warning, track limits, turn 4, says Verstappen. So they've now been warned as well.
Verstappen's only gaining 1/10 on each straight.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm sold on sprint races. I'm sold.
If George is involved, then yeah.
Forget George, this is amazing.
Mercedes being how they used to be, that
So,
makes it sprint race.
Magnussen gets his first pole, but it's for the sprint race. And here comes, this is Schumacher on Stroll. Stroll again, so late defending. What is Stroll playing at? He was so late there, he almost put Schumacher up on the rear wing. Stroll's going to kill someone if he's not careful. That's twice now. But he's already got a 10-second penalty.
He's already killed his father's hopes and dreams for him. Look.
2.7 now 2.691, but now 2.5.
Twits for Schumacher on the entry there.
Schumacher's pushing hard. It took long. What a battle for Verstappen and real defensive driving. It took long enough, says the little owl. Yeah. Stroll goes way wide. Schumacher's getting the inside. There's only 7 laps to go. I think the sprint is designed to make us very excited for the Grand Prix tomorrow. Because this is tomorrow.
To keep us hooked.
Yeah, effectively. Oh, look, there's the 10-second penalty that we saw. Effectively, in 7 laps' time, the red flag will come out, and then we'll just resume it tomorrow with another standing start. I think I'll take that.
Sainz might get Verstappen really soon. He's really close behind him.
He is, you're right. 0.7 of a second, so he's closing in, as you can see on the driver tracker. Are we going to see that? Yes, we are. Sainz is now 5 tenths behind. Verstappen has backed off massively. The medium tyre was a gamble that has not paid off. Here, with 7 laps to go, the F1 sprint at Sao Paulo. Hamilton wants to start ahead of Verstappen too, but don't forget the big money is tomorrow for the main Grand Prix, and I'm looking forward to that fact that Ian Bird's joining us for that one. It's going to be a great race as well.
It is.
Nearly 3-second gap. It's
3.9
now.
3.1.
Oh my. Also, the top 4 right now will be the top 4 because Perez is 4 seconds behind Hamilton. He's not going to make that up in 6 laps.
So George Russell is going to be a winner for the first time in Formula 1, and it's not going to be a main race. Here comes Sainz going to the inside of turn 1. Verstappen offers little resistance to make contact. Sainz locked down, but it chips his front wing. Verstappen's got a front wing damage. Sainz clips the wings of the ball, and now here comes Hamilton with the DRS. Oh, it's 2021 all over again. Hamilton around the outside. Verstappen.
Debris coming off the car.
Verstappen's wing is exploding. Hamilton goes through the inside. Verstappen shuts the door. Hamilton's forcing his way through. They're side by side, and Verstappen nearly takes out Hamilton.
Lewis, watch your head. There's debris coming off Verstappen's car everywhere.
Wow.
Well, it's off now anyways. What did Sainz do? He just locked up and just went straight into him. Oh my
Verstappen!
goodness, that was all over him.
Hamilton is literally climbing the back of Verstappen as we come through. Verstappen's way wide. Hamilton's got a great run in Mugello. He's going to try around the outside of him, coming towards Junkow. Can't do it. Backs out.
Yeah. Verstappen has no DRS now, I think, maybe. So
You're right, he's lost
it.
it.
Easy job for Hamilton.
Hamilton will breeze through. Verstappen, though, doesn't want to lose positions, but he's got a hot head. Remember that, he's a 2-time champion, but Verstappen is a hot head driver. Here comes Hamilton to the inside line, he's going to pull to the outside. Verstappen offers little resistance. Hamilton starts third. Red Bull neutered. Mercedes in.
Isn't that where George did it?
Brazil erupts. Yeah. Listen to the crowd. The F1 sprint is delivering tenfold. What? I'm looking forward to tomorrow now. If F1 sprints are designed to make you excited for the main race, sign me up. Brilliant. I've changed my mind.
They work in Brazil.
Yeah, they work here.
Magnussen has just survived 3 DRS zones off.
He won't survive
under
a fourth.
pressure.
He won't survive a fourth. Starting procedure will be investigated after the sprint. So So Josh, who's that investigating? One of them is Hamilton, isn't it?
Was Ricciardo and Hamilton.
It's investigating.
What a surprise! As soon as Lewis Hamilton goes to third, the FIA decide to investigate him.
Just like, oh, he's worth it now.
Yeah, just to give Verstappen a little bit of a heads up. So, Magnussen started first, down to 8th. Lando Norris has gone through. Here is Sebastian Vettel closing in on Pierre Gasly. 4 laps to go. 4.1 second Russell leads by.
In 4 laps? Is that gonna happen?
Russell is going to win. Mercedes are going to win something this year. Russell is going to win a race this year.
I'm running out of tires.
8 points.
Hamilton 1.6 behind, 1.6 behind, so try your best. Also, he's suffering.
Vettel's got the run now on Pierre Gasly for 9th position. Round the outside and towards turn 1 to the inside. He's doing a Raikkonen on Schumacher in 2006, and Vettel goes through. Well, he learned that one from his old maestro Michael Schumacher, didn't he? Just dive bomb at turn 1. Fabulous.
4-second gap now.
He could have also learnt it from his former teammate. He could learn it from either one of them. Just like, this is what it feels like, this is what it is like.
Josh is bang on though, 4.1. Russell, I can't believe this, is going to win. And it's not going to be a main race. They're on the inside, that's lap 19.
Here's the contact.
Yeah, see, it just...
Look.
And it kept going as well.
Bang,
Debris.
look. Yeah. Synth, what do you make of that?
Yeah, I
into the
think Sainz
fence.
might get a penalty for that. I mean, he did go wide and Verstappen couldn't go anywhere, but it's difficult to see from that angle. Because it was,
Alonso. Go on,
yeah,
Sim.
it was the second part where they actually made contact, where there was damage.
Just keep pressure on.
Just keep the pressure on, okay.
That's not hard to do, mate. That's not
I
hard
agree
to
with
do.
Synth as well. I think Sainz might get a penalty for that, which means if Hamilton gets a penalty, it's Red Bull 3-4. So
I mean,
it's Red
Sainz
Bull
has a
2-3.
penalty already anyways.
Does it? Yeah,
he's
5
got a
places.
5-place grid penalty.
Oh, yeah. So Hamilton, I hope they remember that, because Sainz is a 5-place grid penalty. So it's a Mercedes 1-2 going into tomorrow if it's not investigated. Ooh.
Both of the lap 1 incidents between the two Alpines are noted for causing a collision. Both of them.
Right. Bizarre situation, as Megan's nicked my notes now. What are you looking at?
Where's the book?
What book are you looking for?
That book.
This one, the Grand Prix diary.
Press it down.
So, Little Owl says, the racing incident between Max and Sainz, in my opinion. Brother JP, welcome to the stream. This has been some great action. I saw you earlier saying this has always been one of my favourite circuits on the calendar. It really has. 2 to go. Russell leads, Sainz second, Hamilton third. It looks like Russell's going to win the sprint, be a first-time winner in Formula 1. Can he win his first Grand Prix tomorrow? What do you think?
Latifi could get lapped.
In a sprint race.
Oh no!
Alexander Albon said this morning, oh, hang on.
Are those medium steps?
Am I gonna have this position? In the point.
It's a very good.
Perez saying, am I going to have to get, is he going to give me the position? I need the
Give me
points.
team orders.
Well, Verstappen, I think, should give Perez the position because Perez does need points and Verstappen's got nothing left to prove.
And it won't alter the grid position because of science.
Yeah, so it won't. So do it. That's 3 points, so do it. Synth, going into tomorrow as well, this is going to be a really bizarre situation where Mercedes are going to win, but it's not a main Grand Prix, it's a sprint. Do you see them winning tomorrow? Something has clicked with them both here.
Again.
Oh, something has clicked with them today, Mercedes.
Yeah, they've got great pace, but if you mean it's not just Latifi, but the 27 gap is not out of nothing. Those mediums are just really not working for a sprint race. So strategically, Red Bull and Verstappen got it wrong. So maybe Verstappen can get it tomorrow with the normal strategy. But I don't know if this is actually such an incredible pace for Mercedes. He's got DRS, but we're in the final lap, so it's going to be difficult for Hamilton to overtake him now.
Yeah, he's too far back, coming to the first corner as well. Final lap, the call in the F1 sprint. Hamilton goes a little bit wide through turn number 1, gets a good exit through 2 and 3. Sainz is ahead of him though. He's within a second. He'll have the DRS on the run down towards the hill as well, trying to find a way through on the inside line. Not going to work. Too far back. And Russell is scampering away. There he is. The young gun is about to take a win. I need my book. He's about to take his first ever win in Formula 1.
If you're looking for Sao Paulo, I had my hand
I'm
on
not
it.
looking for Sao Paulo. I'm looking for George Russell.
Yeah, well, I was looking for Sao
Born
Paulo.
15th of February 1998, Kings Lynn, England as well. First Grand Prix Australia 2019 as well. Best result was second in Belgium last year. He's going to do something a little bit better. Russell out of the last sector. We're watching Hamilton closing in on Sainz. I hope we don't see that. That's not what we need to see. Because George Russell is coming up. Mercedes are going to win something this year. But more importantly, George Russell wins the F1 sprint! Yes! You beauty! Sainz second, Hamilton third, but George Russell wins in Formula One! He wins the sprint race. He starts on pole for the main race tomorrow. Hamilton will be second, Verstappen third, Perez fourth. Bring it on! George Russell is a winner in Formula One. First the sprint. Tomorrow, will he be the main thing? So here's the results then from the F1 sprint. George Russell takes victory with Carlos Sainz second, Lewis Hamilton is third, Max Verstappen fourth, Sergio Perez fifth, Charles Leclerc sixth, Lando Norris is seventh, Kevin Magnussen eighth, Sebastian Vettel ninth, and Pierre Gasly rounds out the top 10. Danny Ricciardo is 11th, Mick Schumacher 12th, Zhou Guanyu is 13th, Valtteri Bottas 14th, Fernando Alonso 15th, Yuki Tsunoda 16th, 17th for Lance Stroll, 18th Esteban Ocon, 19th Nicholas Latifi, and Alexander Albon was the only retirement. Let's take a look at the Autodromo Juan Carlos Palace as well. 2.667 miles, 71 laps ahead of us as well. 15 corners. In the dry, it's challenging. In the wet, it's unbelievable. This is a fantastic race. It's important to get a good run out the last corner then as you run uphill towards turn number 1 and 2, the centre S. Hard on the brakes then, flick to the left, downhill, back on the accelerator as you come round the Curva de Sol, a long sweeping left-hander, down the back straight then towards Decina de Lago as well. You've got open up your DRS, slam on the brakes about 50 metres to go, flick the car into turn 4, use the exit curb a lot, and then flat out up the hill as well towards Ferradura, 6th gear corner for turn number 6. Flick the car in towards the right, uphill section of the track, double apex as well before you come into the super boxes. Flew in now, keep it calm, round the oranges turn as well at turn 9 as well. Turn 10 as well, a little bit tricky to get right on the brakes as well as you have to slam down all the way 2nd gear. Into Magula then as well as you drop downhill dramatically towards Juncao as well. Up through 7th gear, drop down to 4th gear, flick the car in again to the left and then back up now towards the last corner. You're flat out rising 6th gear, 7th gear, 8th gear as well. Flat out with the DRS open as you come across the line. In the old days you used to cut across the pit lane entrance, now not needed to, and that is a lap of Interlagos. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the pre-race show here in Mexico City. We are all set for what is going to be an absolutely fantastic Grand Prix. If the sprint race yesterday was anything to go by, today is going to be absolutely fantastic. 41 minutes and 35 seconds to go until the green light goes on for the parade lap. And that means it's 1 minute 30 until the drivers head out onto the circuit. Megan Birch will be joining me in the commentary box. Ian Birch will be hanging around as well, dropping in if anything exciting happens. And Josh Plays is going to be down in race controls, pit lane area for us as well. And he joins us now for the pre-show. Good afternoon to you, Josh. The anticipation through the roof. The best ever F1 sprint yesterday. I tell you what, if they're all going to be like that, sign me up. It was a fantastic event and it's put a Mercedes front row on the field today when we've been saying all year long this is the track they could win at. They came. In practice and qualifying, they didn't deliver. The sprint race, though, they've turned everything around once again.
Yeah, they came to win at Brazil, and they have won 1 out of 2. Can they do it today? I think they can, but will Max Verstappen slip in and take the win to take Mercedes' final chance to win this season, as Abu Dhabi is not their track. It's going to be a great race today, as we saw yesterday in the sprint, where technically the red flag came out and now we're having a full standing restart today. I have got many data screens here, and hopefully tracking track limits will actually be useful for once.
Hopefully so, and as you say, the red flag effectively came out yesterday, stopped all of the running as well, meant everything had to go back to slightly difference of opinion of everything, so hopefully we're going to see something very exciting here today. We've got everything loaded up in the commentary box, just getting it actually sorted so that we can look. Green light and pit lane is underway. We've got the race control messages back as well, finally. Gasly, Magnussen, all heading out there. Stroll too, so we're heading out onto the circuit. We'll join them in a second. Yeah, finally, now that my laptop's playing ball with us, we've got race control messages back on the laptop alongside the live chat, so I can actually see what's happening out there as well on the screens throughout the race, and Josh can see them too, which is all perfect as well, because if a red flag or safety car comes out, we need to see what it is. But cars are heading out there, 71 laps ahead of us, exactly the same race distance as it was back in Mexico City as well. Magnussen already straight out there. Gasly, Vettel, Bottas, Stroll, Norris, Leclerc, Schumacher, Zhou doing their warm-up laps to the grid. Two drivers, though, at the moment looking good. Esteban Ocon is starting this race, but from 16th on the grid, but we're being told he might have to start from the pit lane, depending what the stewards decide in the next few minutes. This is the final start grid, though, so Esteban Ocon starts 16th. The only driver starting from the pit lane, however, is Yuki Tsunoda as well, because he's changed his floor to a same specification, so that wouldn't have given him a grid penalty, but he's changed his front wing and nose assembly, which is a different specification, and a rear wing to a different specification, which of course, Josh, means technically it's a different car that raced in the sprint race into the park friendly conditions, and he has to take a penalty for that.
Yeah, and he said about Ocon, but Alonso got payback yesterday after the sprint. Payback with flames and fire.
Quite a lot of flames and fire, yeah. Ocon's car burning down in the pit lane. Synthol sent me the message about that as well, and then I put it on Instagram as well. So when Ocon's car catching fire in Parc Fermé as well, the engine overheating. That was just after 24 laps. What's he going to do after 71? Okay, we're all set then. Everything is ready. 37 minutes and 48 seconds until the green light goes on here in Sao Paulo. Let's begin with the action then. The cars are heading out the track. Let's send it down to the Sky F1 crew, starting with Ted.
Mixes now with the sound of V6 turbocharged Formula One engines. It can only be Brazil. And this can only be the best chance all year for Mercedes to win a Grand Prix. Just remember that. The Constructors' Champions for the last 8 years have not won a Grand Prix all year. And locking out the front row with car 63, George Russell, and then car 44, Lewis Hamilton. This has got to be their best chance yet. But Max Verstappen, who can bet against him? He's won 14 so far. Surely he's got a great chance of being the 15th winner winner this year. So Mercedes favourites, Max favourites, who knows? George or Lewis, who knows? But remember that the lead Mercedes on the road at the time of the pit stops gets first call on when to pit first. And that could be absolutely crucial today, given that it's a two-stop strategy, as we've been saying. Pirelli, the tyre suppliers, say the quickest strategy is to start on the soft tyre, go to lap 18, between lap 18 and 25, put the medium tyre on, and then go to lap between laps 41 and 49. That's quite a wide window for the second stop, and it could be crucial, and put either a soft tyre or a medium tyre on to the end. It's a 71-lap race. It's warmer than expected, so there might be some overheating issues with some of the cars compared to when they set the cars up on Friday. And you need, just to remind you, a 22 seconds to do a pit stop and to regain in front. But David Croft, well, as we saw yesterday, the run down to the Senna S might be crucial, but how about that run down to turn 4?
Yeah, where Esteban Ocon has already gone off and his teammate Fernando Alonso was nowhere near him on this occasion. They are starting side by side, the two Alpines, once again. That was a fascinating graphic, the quickest way, tyre-wise, to run this race. Let's hear from Verstappen.
No, we're not going to hear from him. Sky have cut away from the pictures.
It's a quick radio check. Max Verstappen and his race engineer, Giampiero Lambiase, just making sure everything's okay, and they seem okay. Do Red Bull think that by having two new sets of the soft tyres, they've got the advantage today because the soft tyre was better yesterday? Or do Mercedes agree with Pirelli's strategy and think that having two new sets of the mediums is the way to go? Mercedes locking out the front row. 11th consecutive season that Mercedes have locked out the front row. Red Bull right behind them. Max Verstappen has won the last 2 races that he started 3rd. That's where he starts today. His teammate Sergio Perez alongside him in 4th for the 2nd year running here. And it's Kings Lynn against Stevenage out in front, which is quite apt really, because the draw for the 2nd round of the FA Cup earlier this week pitted Kings Lynn against Stevenage in that 2nd round. This is the man from Kings Lynn, George Russell. He starts at P1 for the 2nd time this season. Doesn't count as pole. That's Kevin Magnussen's for this weekend. Lewis Hamilton then starts 2nd, where he's finished 2nd the last 4 times he started on that front row, his first front row spot of the season so far. And a quick birthday shout out to Lando Norris, 23 today. James Hunt's won on his birthday for McLaren. Zandvoort in 1976. Jean Alesi had a birthday win for Ferrari in Canada 1995. The only 2 drivers so far to pick up a win on their birthday in Formula 1. Simon Lazenby, will we get a hat-trick later today?
It's entirely possible, as the drivers are heading out onto the track still as well. Just watching Charles Leclerc coming out towards the grid. 34 minutes to go in this one. Of course, Kings Lynn, Martin Brundle's birthplace, and Stevenage, David Croft's birthplace. So it very much is Mercedes versus Mercedes. Kings Lynn versus Stevenage, Martin Brundle versus David Croft in the commentary box. That's too many, Josh, to play with at the moment. Over at the moment in everything in terms of situation. We're going to be in for a cracking Grand Prix, and this is literally Sao Paulo like I've never seen it before. The grandstands are packed. We've got beautiful blue sunshine as well, and we are just loving it as the cars head to the grid again.
Lewis Hamilton just coming out of his pit box, going down the pit lane. Just coming off speed limiter now, and it looked like that AlphaTauri is wanting to do another lap.
Yeah, both of them want to do some practice starts. Hamilton comes back out then as well. AlphaTauri doing another practice start. Valtteri Bottas. So it's Hamilton and Tsunoda who are exiting the pit lane. Bottas finally gets going again. So at least we know our driver tracker is bang on to live up here in the Commons box. Always nice to know. Tsunoda goes past him. Hamilton does the practice start. In fact, I think our Joe's just come out of the pit lane too. I think our driver tracker is actually in sync with the TV pictures, which means if you sync up with us as well, they are actually bang on in sync. That's amazing for once up in our lives. It makes it very easy for us. Again, 32:35 left. It's easy to sync up with us now. Just look at the TV pictures and look at the driver tracker, then pause where Hamilton is, coming out of Fedadora up the hill. So that's a positive, that we've got things working so well. Okay, Martin's grid walk is coming up shortly as well. It's when we send Martin Brundle out onto the grid and he interviews loads of different drivers. I think he said it's going to be as welcome as a toothache out there, which is one of his famous lines, because in a packed grid is always exciting. Lewis Hamilton out of the oranges corner, coming into Magulo now. He's on the medium tyres, but we think he's going to start on the softs to begin with as well, to take them quite early on to the Grand Prix. Haas have chosen its 2nd driver for 2023, we're just being told, and will reveal its choice in the coming weeks. So it's been decided then, Josh, who will be their 2nd driver. My personal opinion would be Nico Hülkenberg.
Hulk back or Hulk gone?
Oh, I was going to say Hulk smash probably. If Hulk will smash his forking door as well. I didn't swear, fork as well. I see, that's how they've got around it as they come through. Like, use the forks, Luke. Use the forks instead of the force. It's very funny. Anyway, Magnus is on the grid then as well. He starts P8, a point extra. Very happy with his sprint race performance. Said as well that he didn't get to have a chance to enjoy it. And this is yesterday's start with Fernando Alonso getting forced wide by Esteban Ocon, nearly touching the side and having a bit of damage. And then the following lap, Alonso lost part of his front wing as Ocon forced him off the track. So in that instance, it was Ocon's fault. In this instance, it's Alonso's fault for not backing off. But the two Alpines, Josh, coming together, and Alonso being given a more warning. He's got a 5-second time penalty in the sprint race yesterday, which has pushed him down the grid as well. He starts 17th on it.
Oh, how we are going to enjoy Abu Dhabi and today at Brazil with the two Alpines battling it out. And classic Alonso, just Alonso being Alonso.
I've just realised that Simon and Naomi are wearing wired mics, which means I think they're doing the grid walk, not Martin Brundle, which is if Martin's not doing a grid walk, that's insane because it's one of the easiest commentary boxes to get to. So fingers crossed, pit lane is officially closed in 60 seconds, in 10 seconds time. So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the pit lane is now closed. The session is over. So we are now 30 minutes into this Grand Prix. That's it, all done. Let's go down to the grid walk there with Simon.
People will think and hope that you're the future being the F2 champion. When you come onto a grid like this, how much does it sort of get you in the mood and think, I really want to be here?
It just motivates me even more. You know, it's the first time I actually experiencing this Grand Prix in my skin as a driver, so I'm just so happy, and the fans are just, you know, unbelievable.
Well, what are your predictions? You've been here all weekend, you've been roaming around the paddock. What do you think is going to happen in today's race?
Well, we've seen Mercedes very, very quick yesterday, so we have to see. I think Ferrari might put on a show as well. And, you know, yesterday they seemed quite quick. We have to see how the higher temperatures will work out. But, yeah, we'll see how Vettel and Stroll will do today as well.
Tom and Felipe, hopefully we'll see you soon in Formula One and on the grid as we move forward here past the car. One of the Aston Martins here and onto... Yeah, yes, the pole sitter from qualifying. I wonder if Kevin Magnussen will have a quick word with this. I know he's just over here and having a conversation. The fact that French TV have just nipped in ahead of us. But yeah, I mean, the display put in. He still had to defend yesterday, and he defended really hard. But it was always going to happen with a couple of DRS zones with those quick cars coming through.
I mean, he did have some really, really quick cars behind him, so he did an incredible job. Even to lead the first lap, he got away off the line. He made himself a safe enough gap to make sure that he could cross that line one time at least in the lead.
Kevin, let's have a word. Yeah, look, it was an amazing day on Friday. How did it feel yesterday? You still managed to get a point.
Yeah, we did what we were hoping to do, right? We weren't actually hoping to win the race. We were very realistic, and I think the whole team did a good job of kind of like refocusing on what we're actually here to do. You know, we got our pole position, that's all great, and we'll enjoy that, you know, for the rest of our lives, but it is about scoring points for us and beating AlphaTauri.
I want to know, was your first front row start on the grid in Formula One in that first place? What exactly was that feeling when you were lining up before the lights went out? What did it feel like?
Honestly, I forgot to really think about it. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, you just kind of focus and you don't think about how special it is to be leading the whole grid, and you know, it's more like after the race. Then when you look at the pictures and stuff, it looks like, oh, there's a Haas in front of the whole field. It's kind of funny.
We'll send you a copy. Best of luck today. Appreciate it. Okay, let's hear from Sergio Perez, starting from fourth today with Rachel.
Starting P4 today, Checo, I know the degradation was a bit worrying for you, but what have the team said you can achieve today?
We will give our best. We know that we are not the fastest out there. Mercedes is very strong, similar Ferrari, so we will just give everything we can. We've done a few changes, and let's see what we can do.
Thank you.
Well, obviously, it's really dependent on the start that they get, Naomi, as to how they have to react. Do they have to react to Mercedes, or can they be the ones dictating it?
Look, I think, you know, they might need to react, but I would say, you know, Red Bull haven't been hesitant to avoid, you know, team orders in the past. So I can't see why here they would avoid it. I mean, Checo is clearly in a championship battle for second place with Leclerc. So I think they owe him a favor as well. So let's see how that plays out.
Okay, let's head to Ted. What have you got for us, Ted?
Well, at the front of the grid, George Russell, as cool as a cucumber, Simon. He stepped out of his car, just went to have a little word with his physio, and then actually put on a headset, a team headset, and had a little meeting with his engineers. It's quite a long way between this grid and the Mercedes garage, where they have their briefing room. So it's just easier for George to put the headset on. It's so loud down here with the samba drums and the band and everything. It's just easier for him to put a headset on and have a sort of impromptu debrief, engineering debrief at the front of the grid. He's now got his cool vest on and he's having further discussions with the team. I've got to tell you, I don't see any nerves down here with George.
Okay, let's pick up with Christian. Christian, what's the plan today? It looks like it could be really, really tight.
Yeah, look, I mean, this is going to be a very tactical race. A lot hotter than yesterday. Obviously, the cars are starting a lot heavier as well for the longer Grand Prix. So, so hopefully we can get a good start. But they're going to be tough competitors today.
I've got got to ask Christian, you guys haven't shied away from team orders previously. Checo is very much in a battle with Leclerc for the second place in the Drivers' Constructors' Championship. So what's the plan with that today?
Well, the plan is to make sure he's ahead of Charles. You know, it's obviously making sure that both drivers are as high up as they can be to make sure that we go into Abu Dhabi, you know, in the best position that we can be. And then it's probably more likely that you know, team orders will come to play in Abu Dhabi than here. But let's see how things pan out.
In the cooler temperatures, I know Max was complaining a little bit of understeer. Do you think that the warmer temperatures and the fact that he's got 2 new sets of softs sways it slightly in your favour?
Ask me in an hour and a half. Honestly, I don't think anybody really knows. These tyres are so sensitive that, you know, we were on a different compound yesterday. That didn't play out as we expected, so let's hope we can do something a bit good today.
Top man, thanks, appreciate it. Let's head down to Otmar. Otmar, I was hoping to catch you down in the grid spots, but let's talk to you now. What did you say to your drivers yesterday? I understand you weren't particularly happy.
No, I just reminded them that we have thousands of people working hard for them tirelessly, and they should be cognizant of that when they start the race. It's a bit selfish of them to do what they did. They need to be a bit more professional and look after the team.
So does that mean that they're under strict orders for today's race to stay away from each other and just make as many points as possible?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we told them again, you know, it's a team game, and like I said, we have thousands of people working really hard to make sure we finish in 4th, and the last thing we wanted is what happened yesterday.
Did they take it on the chin? Have they listened to you? Do you expect them not to repeat it today then?
Yeah, absolutely they did. Let's see what happens.
All right, top man. Okay, let's hear from Rachel. She's with Tiny Temper.
Great to see you here. I've seen you at a Formula One race before, though. You're quite a fan.
You have, and I am indeed, yeah. I've been getting into it as the years have been going on. Obviously, you know, the show on Netflix got a whole bunch of people on board. I know it's changed hands recently, but it's so exciting and it's amazing to be in Sao Paulo.
Who's your money on today?
Oh, do you know what? I hope Lewis is going to bring it home, but I reckon maybe Perez or Verstappen might, you know, pull something out of the woodworks.
All right, thank you. Enjoy the race.
Nice one, thank you.
He's a huge car fan. I once looked after his dog. You know, that's a true fact. It's a true fact.
Look at dog.
It's a massive dog. Tundai he's called. Let's head up here to Damon Hill, who's just at the front of the grid waiting to talk to us. So, Damon, yeah, look, we've just been having a conversation with Christian and with Otmar. Should we come that side? Come this side, shall we? We'll come that side. With regards to how they play it today, is it about reactive or proactive?
I think they just want to win. I think they've got to overcome whatever happened yesterday. I mean, he was talking about the sensitivity of the tyres. They were on a different tyre yesterday, so they're going into this race with a real big unknown, actually. They just don't know whether their soft tyre is going to suit them better. It may be there's something fundamentally wrong about the car and the handling around this circuit. The difference you'd have to say is we're starting earlier in the day and the track temperature is still high, which that might keep their front tyres operational.
Yeah, I tend to think, you know, even though they do have more tyres available to them today, their real issue yesterday was tyre deg, and the weather is conducive of worse tyre deg today, and from what we hear, their setup is not optimal for those tyres, and that hasn't been able to change since FP1 because of park for May conditions. So I tend to think that they're not very confident today.
No, they don't sound confident at all. So I mean, they're not. They could be bluffing. I mean, what have they got to lose? You know, they basically can just go for the win. They're going to be aggressive going into turn 1, but these guys are so desperate. Mercedes is so desperate to get something out of this season. They've got double the chance. They've got 2 guys who can win. But Lewis has got that tantalising race win for his season that he wants to get in the bag.
Absolutely, he's done it every season, a pole and a win for his 15 seasons in Formula One. Right, let's hear from the birthday boy, Lando Norris, is with Rachel.
A little bit, again, a step.
Go this way,
I have to go this way.
Okay, cool. Will you be able to get through it all right, do you think, today?
We'll find out. I'll go with the answer of yes, but it's not going to be easy. So I have a little race on my own today. That's against myself, but I'll do my best.
Smile back on his face. We're just hoping to have a quick word with Ross Brawn in a couple of moments' time, but he's just talking to some dignitaries at the front of this Brazilian grid. And yeah, come on in, Ross, come on in. You have to be very quick. Just want to talk about the success, if we could, of the sprint. What did you think of that yesterday?
It was a great race. I think everyone could see that, and I think we picked the right tracks. It can deliver for us. And I think the important thing is it gives a great weekend, gives us a great Friday, great Saturday, hopefully great Sunday, and I love it.
Okay, just one more, because I know you've got to go, but your plans for next year with the 6 sprints, do you think it's going to be standalone? I mean, what's the thinking right now?
To be discussed. I mean, it's not bad as it is, so we shouldn't spoil it, but maybe a little evolution.
Top man, thank you. Yeah, I mean, as Martin was saying, I think yesterday, better than a practice session, isn't it?
Yeah, it is better than a practice session. I mean, and unfortunately, the FP2, which is usually the FP3, if you like, it's a bit of an empty space that could be filled with something exciting. So we were discussing what could be done. I heard someone suggest maybe that we'd have 2 qualifying sessions for the 2 races. That's another way to look at it. I'm sure Ross will come up with a typically brilliant idea, and maybe have taken on board what we said.
Sorry, I just popped over here to see if I can have a word with Valtteri. Valtteri, first of all, loving the Tash for Movember, I understand. Is that very harnessing the spirit of Nigel Mansell?
Yeah, I thought, if I do it properly, so I'm quite proud.
Good lad. What's the plans for today? What's possible, do you think?
Honestly, I think yesterday was positive because we saw that we were making progress and we actually had good pace within the midfield. So I'm really realistically, I think we can make it top 10. So that would be good. We need some points.
Top 10, but also, yeah, as you said, it's tight. You're really trying to push on and get as far up as you can in the constructors.
Of course, it's pretty tight battle with Aston, and there's only a few points between us. So another important day.
Leave you to it. Cool as a cucumber. Cool. Yeah, I don't know if you were that cool with 15 minutes to go before lights out.
Well, they're all Icemen, aren't they, from Finland? But anyway, it does look amazing with that. I mean, trying to work out, he reminds me of some actor. I don't know who.
Yeah, well, he does. Yeah, well, he reminds me of Nigel Mansell. I just wanted to have a quick word with Lance. Lance, how are you feeling after yesterday? What was the talk in the team with the slight coming together?
Yeah, we cleared the air. I mean, yeah, it was a tough day for us yesterday, just struggling for pace. Not really, just quick enough. But today's a new day. We have some ideas, and yeah, it's going to be a hot one. A lot of degradation, a long race, so tough around here.
Lance, when we spoke to you yesterday, you hadn't quite seen the footage of your incident yet. Now that you've reviewed it, how do you feel about it, and what was the debrief like within the team?
I mean, I think I just didn't give him enough room, really. Didn't expect him to be there. I think when I looked over my mirrors, he was already there, and I think it was just too late. So, I mean, we cleared the air. It's done. He had much more pace than me yesterday and went on to have a good race, which is the most important thing. So today we're, both cars try and get into the points, and yeah, have a good one.
Thanks, Lance. Go well today. Ted's at Ferrari.
That's Ted.
Yeah, an old Ferrari favourite, of course, Rubens Barrichello, waving to the crowd. But actually, the harder job is today for Charles Leclerc, because he had decent pace yesterday. But really, on the medium tyre, they just don't know how good they're going to be. Carlos Sainz, even though with the grid drop, is right behind his teammate. So with Lando Norris in amongst the mix, Ferrari are looking at a good result today. Will it be the podium? It's probably a bit too far away from them. But look at how much they've had to open up all those cooling. A lot of the time, these cooling gills on the side are closed up. They're all open today, and they've got to take it a little bit easy on their turbo as well. See how they go.
Thank you very much. As the drivers then get ready to head to the front of the grid, Charles Leclerc just sitting on his own, eyes focused on what needs to happen, as Ted said, starting 5th on the grid after a very good strategy yesterday. Josh, do you reckon Leclerc could be an unlikely winner, or are we going to see a battle between the Mercedes and Red Bull?
Well, it depends what the Ferrari strategy department have cooked up for today.
It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Get ready then. Everybody at your feet. It's time for the Brazilian national anthem here for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix.
Ouviram do Ipiranga as margens plácidas de povo heróico em brado retumbante, E o sol da liberdade em raios fúlgidos brilhou no céu da pátria nesse instante. Se o penhor dessa igualdade conseguimos conquistar com braço forte em teu seio, ó liberdade, desafia o nosso peito à própria morte. Ó pátria amada, idolatrada, salve, salve. Brasil, sonho intenso, um raio vívido de amor e de esperança, a terra desce. Sem teu formoso céu risonho e límpido, a imagem do cruzeiro resplandece. Gigante pela própria natureza, és bela, és forte, impávido colosso, e o teu futuro espelha essa grandeza. Terra adorada, entre outras mil, és tu, Brasil, ó pátria amada. Dos filhos desse sol és mãe gentil, pátria amada, Brasil.
Back down to Simon Lazenby on the grid then. With Carlos Sainz.
Carlos Sainz making his way off the grid. I wonder if we can just have a quick...
While the trophies are all the way around then, all getting ready to go. Daniel Ricciardo.
What's possible today? Ricciardo, is that it? What's the aim today?
Points. Points and fun.
We'll let you go and have it then,
Obrigado.
Okay, and obrigado. All right, obrigado. Now let's hear from Max Verstappen talking to Rachel.
Max, have the team told you still got an opportunity to win today?
I mean, the opportunity is always there, but yesterday was not good. We can't really change the car because of the sprint weekend, so it's a bit of a hit and miss. Probably we missed it, but yeah, we'll try to learn a bit with the tires and see how competitive we're going to be.
Thank you, go well.
So we're all set then for what's going to be a very entertaining Grand Prix. Megan's about to walk into the commentary box. 12 minutes to go until the formation lap as well, Josh. The drivers are literally revving up their engines on the grid as well as they get preparations underway as well. Now we're watching the replay of Russell versus Verstappen start yesterday in the sprint race with Karun. But Josh, the big question that we've got to ask ourselves is that yesterday we saw no safety cars. Today it's a different matter. Safety cars are quite common here in Interlagos.
Yeah, they are, and just back to Lando Norris. If I could quickly, he said after the sprint race yesterday, oh, I really didn't feel well after 24 laps. Today it's 71 laps.
Yes,
so
indeed. And my thanks as well to Tanner, who says on the F1 Live race build-up show today, Lando was picked up on mic telling George Russell he feels ill today. Something to keep an eye on. Thank you very much for Tanner for telling us that, as we now hear from Fernando Alonso on his onboard start. But Josh, you're completely right with what you say as well. Lando, can he actually go 71 laps, or are we going to see something different from him today in terms of, I don't want to say mentality, but in terms of pure ability that he can actually keep going?
Yeah, well, I mean, this is his second food poisoning this season and second food poisoning before the Grand Prix weekend or during the Grand Prix weekend.
Yeah, the last time he had food poisoning was back at the Spanish Grand Prix, and taking a look at my notes, he finished 4th that day. So he finished 8th that day and got 4 points, so which is great stuff. Simon's on the grid though with more.
George, how are you feeling?
First it's George with Rachel.
It's very tricky to know what the right strategy is going to be. Obviously the medium on Max yesterday looked really, really poor, but we're all going to have to run it at some point. So do you run it at the start, at the end, in the middle? I don't really know, but time will tell.
Red Bull are concerned they don't have the pace to match you on the softs. Could that be key today?
I think it doesn't matter what strategy you're on. If we've got the pace that we showed yesterday, we've got the chance to win the race. So most important thing is just drive as fast as possible. Thank you.
Simon, Ted.
Well, yeah, that's a
What's
good
going
one.
on?
It always helps George, and that's actually the man who's going to decide the strategy with George. George was talking to Rachel a second ago. That's Riccardo Mosconi, his engineer, on the left-hand side. Now, you might have seen, if you watched the sprint, there was a discussion about whether the drivers weren't properly in their grid box. It was actually side to side, and what they've done now to avoid any confusion is actually spray painted out the white lines either side of everybody's grid box. So that will avoid anything from happening again. So George, first on the road, not his first pole position, had that in Hungary, and then Max right behind him, Simon.
Well, I've never seen that done before, Josh. The grid boxes here are literally like a MotoGP grid slot, and it's everybody else, so there's nothing else. So that's going to make lining up incredibly difficult. It's literally just a line now to line up, like it was back at Silverstone back in the day in '97.
Well, this should be fun, shouldn't it? View of Kevin Magnussen, if you're following along with us. Just over 9 minutes to go. Max Verstappen getting all helmeted up, but it's going to be a fun one.
Who's your predicted winner? Are you still staying Verstappen like you did yesterday in the sprint race, or is he, with 24 hours, has your mind sort of changed with anything yet, or are you going to remain with your gut instinct?
I said Hamilton, I'm going to stay with Hamilton.
All right, okay, Hamilton it is. As it comes through, the FIA discovered last night that the painted grid boxes were too narrow, hence Lewis Hamilton's other was investigated. They have now painted over them, which is great news as well. My friend Libby's just texted me, but I can't reply at the moment because I'm about to come through. Okay, drivers on the grid, pit exit closed 21 minutes ago. We're almost at the start. Let us know where you're listening in around the world on USON and where you are watching around the world on YouTube. We'll have a full driver tracker and graphics as well open with everything better, and a lap counter and everything ready when the lights go out in a few seconds' time. We've also got a battle screen. Let's take a look at that now, actually, while we've got a second. So this battle screen shows us the full timings and the full driver trackers as well as the lap counter. Then we've also got the 2 screen with myself, Josh, and Megan will be here, driver tracker, track information at the bottom, tickers and everything, so we never get lost on what we need to go with. The Sky F1 screen you've already seen with the driver tracker, but we've also got the starting grid lined up as well, so there's all sorts of toys and gizmos we can play with throughout the broadcast if you are new here on YouTube as well. And if
you love it, really, don't you, Josh?
Mega do. It's always a fun time as well to play around with graphics. And if you're listening in on USON as well, finally, as well as I said, back at the Belgian Grand Prix, we have the ability to play the track noise over as well, which means as soon as you hear the cars as well as see them. So who needs Radio 5 Live as well? You've got us to help out with all of the information as well. A fantastic, passionate team of commentators, and we can't wait to get started with this one. If the sprint race yesterday was anything to go by, and if you've been watching our entire pre-show on YouTube, you've seen a replay of the sprint from yesterday. If you're listening in on USON, you heard the sprint race live as well on Saturday. A major success. Okay, time to turn our attention to the Brazilian Grand Prix. 20 cars in total, 19 on the grid. Tsunoda, as we know, starting from the pit lane due to changing specifications of his car to a different spec of front and rear wing. That's not allowed. Esteban Ocon has taken a new engine, hence he has but already one that was fitted this weekend, which is why he hasn't got a grid penalty for it as well. So pretty much all staying normal. Poppies all on and ready. Anticipation all set. Who is going to win in Sao Paulo? 2018 was a great race. 2019 blew everybody's socks off. 2021 started the hunt down for the championship. What is 2022 going to deliver? The 24 laps we've already had put Russell as victor and starting on pole position. 71 laps ahead of us today. 2 hours. The Brazilian Grand Prix is about to get underway. Simon.
For the first time this season, Mercedes have locked out the front row of the grid. In behind, though, Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez from 5th. We're just about set then for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix.
In 38 races held in Interlagos, previously 23 drivers are starting for pole position. George Russell yesterday with victory in the sprint made it 24 different drivers. Once again, we are at the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache, more commonly known as Interlagos, land between the two lakes. A 4.309 kilometre circuit translated to 2.67 miles, 3 sectors of high-speed drama. 71 laps awaits us here. A lap record of a 110.540. Beautiful sunny, dry conditions as well. Highest elevation change is 43 metres from the top of turn number 1, where at the start, anything is possible. Gasly versus Ocon last year as well was side-by-side drama. Literally a balls of steel to make moves succeed there. And down at turns 4 and 5 at Decina de Laga, it was a controversial move. Verstappen running Hamilton off the track. Hamilton later going from back to front to take victory. And how about at the top of Federdora? Hamilton round the outside of Gasly as well at the start of the main Grand Prix, making up positions left, right and centre. Pirelli have brought 3 tyre compounds that hopefully they can make changes. It's the white hard C2, yellow medium C3, red soft C4 if we need them. It's green intermediate and blue full wet weather tyres. Well, the sun is shining over Interlagos. No threat of rain, little bit of mist in the air, but this is the starting grid from back to front. Yuki Tsunoda starts in the pit lane as well after changing specifications of his car. Alexander Albon starts 19th. It's 18th on the grid as well for Nicholas Latifi, with Fernando Alonso receiving a 5-second time penalty in the sprint, starting now down in 17th. It's 16th for Esteban Ocon with a new engine as well after his caught fire yesterday. Alongside him is Lance Stroll. Then it's Valtteri Bottas 14th, Joe Guan Yu starting in 13th. Mick Schumacher has 12th position, Danny Ricciardo starts 11th, and then the top 5 rows of the grid in the top 10 positions. Pierre Gasly is 10th, Sebastian Vettel starts in 9th position as well. Kevin Magnussen, the sprint pole starter, starts 8th. Carlos Sainz with a 5-place grid penalty starts 7th. Further back as well on the 3rd row of the grid, Lando Norris suffering with food poisoning, still feeling ill, is 6th. Charles Leclerc, a mountain to climb, in 5th as he challenges 2nd in the title, which is being held by Sergio Perez, who starts 4th. Max Verstappen is 3rd. The front row of the grid, though, for the first time this year, is a Mercedes lockout. Lewis Hamilton is 2nd, and George Russell has his 2nd pole position start in Formula 1. Megan Birch is alongside me in the commentary box. Josh Plays is in race control. Megan, good evening to you. The race is on. The battle is on. Yesterday's sprint was the best ever. Are we going to have the same here today?
Let's hope we do have the same today. Also, Dad says he missed something of the start, though when I left, he said it was taping live now. Though I don't know where he is. I don't know whether he's joining us or not.
He'll be joining us if whatever's happening with the Brits, basically, as well. If it's a Russell or Mercedes
start. If there's a win for the Brits, he'll be here.
Yes, his headset is plugged in and ready.
Is that Batman?
Yes, his headset's plugged in and ready, but it's plugged in and ready anyway because it's our backup headset as well, just in case. And if so, we've got backup mics. But tell you, one person who has got loads of technology screens ahead of him as well is Josh down in race control, pit control area as well. Good evening, Josh. All set to go, and the racing is going to be fantastic today.
Yes, hello, it really is. Timing screen, tyre information, main TV screen, and track limits as well. So I have got a lot of information to bring you as all of the tyre warmer comes off.
Perez was
the words out.
Yeah, Perez was rolling backwards a little bit there.
Nearly for the formation lap, as 15 seconds is about to be called.
Yeah, so Perez was rolling backwards in his grid stop. Remember, it's the only uphill start on the Formula 1 calendar, which means for those in the first 5 rows of the grid, you are literally uphill. For those in the bottom half 5 rows, you're literally downhill. So rolling's easy here in either direction. As the 3 o'clock start signal goes, and away we go on the parade lap here for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix.
Who was on that side?
Russell.
He got a good getaway. Hedgehog's gone, by the way.
Hedgehog has gone. Oh, good. I nearly stepped on a hedgehog when we came out to the box a while ago. Starting,
a hedgehog.
yes, starting tyres, mediums for Leclerc, Sainz, Magnussen, Schumacher, Stroll, Alonso, Latifi, and Josh. You saw who else? I can't.
Yeah, everyone is on the softs except Leclerc, Sainz, Magnussen, Schumacher. Stroll is on used mediums of 1 lap. Alonso, Latifi, and Alexander Albon on the hard tyres.
Odd one out.
That's a hard-tie compound. He's going to be brave. The Auto Jumbo, your Carlos Pache, celebrates 50 years since hosting Formula One for the first time back in 1972. Interlagos in those days was a lot bigger than the short track we know today. Megan, in terms of strategy today, it's going to be incredibly close, whether or not it's softs or to hards, or what it's going to be the strategy. It's mediums to softs to mediums, or is it going to be mediums to softs to softs? What's your call going to be?
I'm going to go mediums to hards. To
Okay.
softs.
Mediums to hards to softs. That's a good one. 236,000 people here this weekend.
Also, I've noticed in the last 6 years, it's gone Hamilton, a driver beginning with whose name begins with V. Hamilton, a driver whose name begins with V. And last year it was Hamilton, so don't expect much.
Fastest pit stop so far this year is McLaren, back in Mexico, 1.98 seconds as well, getting a great launch there, so we'll keep an eye out as to what happens going forward. George Russell coming to his grid slot. So, okay, we had 24 laps yesterday, and it was George Russell who ended fastest, with Lewis Hamilton second, Verstappen, well, actually, it was Sainz second, Hamilton third, but Sainz's grid penalty drops him down to 7th. Russell lines up on the left-hand side, Hamilton on the right. Turn 1, Megan, how long until Verstappen leads, is my question to you.
Yeah, about 4 corners.
Desina de Larga then, good
I
move.
just realised the Dutchie's on the left-hand side.
The Dutchie is on the left-hand side, right, actually. On his side of the grid, anyway, as he comes through. Russell from Kings Lynn, Hamilton from Stevenage, a British front row.
They can make a band.
It's the first time the Brits have been on the front row of the grid since Button and Hamilton back in 2015, I think,
Damn,
in
been a
Austria.
while.
Yeah, 2015 or 2016 in Austria. Cars lined up at the back then. Tsunoda's in the pit lane, 19 on the grid. 24 laps yesterday, 71 laps today. 2 lights on, 3 lights on, 4 lights on, 5 lights on. It's Alpala with a very quick lights out. Action, it's Alpala. Good start from Russell, good start from Hamilton. The 2 Red Bulls again. Get a poor getaway. Lando Norris is really brave. Lando's going to send it out the inside of Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez. Perez, I think, has got third, but Lando's going to be forced out. Ferrari's a slide astern. Everyone makes it through cleanly. A very quick lights out. And that looked to be Zhou Guanyu with a little bit of a puncture, trying to warm his tyres up. Russell leads, Hamilton second. Lando's under pressure from Charles Leclerc, who's trying to go around the outside into Casino de Larga. It's a great getaway. If your name is George Russell and Lewis Hamilton, they easily breeze through as Leclerc at the top of Ferradura trying to get through Lando.
They've already made up 2 seconds to Verstappen. Something tells me it won't be corner 4.
Whoa, Magnussen trying to shut the door on Daniel Ricciardo.
Tsunoda.
And Magnussen's been
No.
spun round.
Magnussen-
Magnussen hits Ricciardo. And Ricciardo's into
In
the
the
wall.
wall.
This will be a safety car, and it immediately is. Magnussen from the highs of qualifying to the lows now of lap 1. He gets spun round in the middle of the pack. He's collected by Daniel Ricciardo. Ricciardo goes into the barrier. And the track is blocked at the top of turn 8, comically called the Orange's corner. Here's the replay with Magnussen.
Right, so what did he do? Did he just catch the corner or something?
But he doesn't get
so
tagged.
it goes like this.
Gets tagged.
Gets tagged by
Gasly. Gasly tags him round, and then
Must have
Ricciardo
been.
whacks him too. Here's another look at it. Yeah, look. Gasly forces him wide, and as he's coming back across, Ricciardo gets whacked into the wall. So, safety car out. Track blocked to the top of the hill, but there's enough for the safety car to get through as the Aston Martin is deployed. Safety car lap 2 at 71. Dramatic start. Very quick lights out. I didn't even have time to say lights out. I didn't have time to say action in Interlagos. I had to go lights out very quickly.
Also, what I loved was the fact that the only thing still standing by the time Ricciardo hit the wall was a wheel that had gone off. It was still standing.
So, drama on the opening lap. Safety cars deployed. It's Russell leading, Hamilton second, Verstappen third. Go on, Josh, what you got for us?
It has been noted.
Right, yes, turn 9.
I should hope so.
Turn 9 is involving cars 20, Magnussen 3, Ricciardo noted causing a collision. Nothing there about Gasly, but we saw it was Gasly. And yeah, you're right about the Ricciardo's tyre getting popped off the rim. Magnussen coming over and that's what was? Oh, it's cars. It's okay. Oh, it's Marshall throwing over advertising boards over the side of the track.
Take them free. They're broken.
Ricardo talking with Magnussen. I think, though, Megs, that's a situation that neither of them could have done anything there. Ricardo...
Oh, that failed.
Yeah, gets blown back onto the track, the Rolex sign, as the Marshals trying to get rid of some of the debris. I think, though, Megs, there's absolutely nothing that could have been done there by Magnussen. He got spun around by Gasly, drifted into the path of Ricciardo. Ricciardo tried to avoid it, but there's nothing either of them can do.
Clearly, the debris isn't in the racing line.
Yeah, it's just off it, so no need for a red flag. The cars have all gone through the danger zone quite cleanly as well, so which is great news. Let's have a look at the race start. 3 lights on, 4, 5. Action into Lagos. It's a very quick getaway, as I said. Sainz got a great getaway. He defended for Magnussen. Lando got a good getaway too. Went up the inside, tried to pass Perez.
Lock up from Norris. It was.
Yeah. Oh, Perez actually touched the back of Verstappen.
Not surprised he had to avoid Norris.
Yeah, and Norris was coming up the inside. Then he got a bad exit out of Curva de Sol, and that allowed Leclerc and Sainz to get a good getaway. You're right about Sainz. Great launch. He's still in the mix.
I thought it when I originally saw it.
Yeah, go on, Josh.
I think Lando Norris has learnt that the outside isn't very good to him on race starts.
Yes, I think he has finally.
At least he stayed where he was.
Yeah, he hasn't lost a position actually. Sainz started 7th, still 7th, so he's great start.
Oh,
hasn't been managed.
His teammate.
This is Ricciardo then up the inside, and that's Oh no! I apologise profusely to Pierre Gasly. Because from our camera angles we thought it was Gasly that spun round.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but it's
Karma.
not. Magnussen gets punted round by Daniel Ricciardo, and then...
Karma!
Yes.
Instant karma!
Sorry guys, I'm out. I got a massive push.
That. Yep.
Someone.
Damn shame, Kev. Good point up to that.
And of course there.
Well, I apologise to Pierre Gasly. Do you know, it was going in my mind, it couldn't be Gasly, because Gasly's only got 2 more points until he's banned for a race, so it wouldn't be him.
I love that instant karma for Danny Rick.
Yeah.
Just slightly hits Magnussen trying to make him go round and make him out of a race. Do you know what? I'm going to hit you back.
Well, these cars are in balance, of course, so you can push them around with your hand as well quite quickly. Go on, Josh.
Karma. Chameleon.
Have you been watching I'm a Celeb?
Maybe.
Same.
I don't know what you mean about karma.
Copyright.
Yeah. No, you can sing the lyrics, you can't do the music.
Okay.
Anyway,
it's been hilarious.
Well, to be fair, Daniel Ricciardo doesn't know whether he's come or go in Formula 1 this season, does he? That's enough of the jokes, I promise.
I tell you what, though, the only thing I'm fed up of in I'm a Celeb is the fact that I keep seeing Matt Hancock do trials. I mean, I want someone else to suffer too.
This is a replay once again, Meg, so from Ricciardo's point of view, talk us through it.
Right, so Magnussen's point of view.
Oh, this is Schumacher's.
No, this is Schumacher's.
Yeah, it's Schumacher. So Schumacher got up to 10th position on that little...
His mind going, I'm the only one in this race now. That is Haas.
Well, to be fair, I apologise to Gasly, because in the camera angles we saw, it looked like it was Gasly who spun him round, but it was Ricciardo who spun him round, so I apologise to Gasly.
I still can't believe... Oh, that nearly hit Marshall.
Yeah, it did actually, one of the bollards.
If in doubt, blame Gasly. Or Stroll, if Stroll is around and Gasly isn't.
Absolutely. If in doubt, blame Stroll. Oh, Gasly.
Or Latifi.
Or Latifi, yeah.
The karma for Danny Rick.
Yeah, instant karma as well. Danny's back in the garage already.
That should always happen in racing.
So one more race left in Formula 1 for Danny Ricciardo. Kevin Magnussen is now from sprint race
What
pole
do you
position.
mean?
Oh, yeah, well, hang on a minute.
Isn't he going to another team?
Kevin
No,
Magnussen
Ted.
as well. It's left
What?
to Mick Schumacher now to try and score some points for Haas. Mick actually currently P10, so up a couple of places. So a great opening lap from Mick Schumacher in the other Haas. Good as well for Sebastian Vettel, up to P8. And make no mistake about it, that Aston Martin in the hands of Vettel has pace today.
2 seconds, Ted.
Leclerc.
There was something strange out of turn 3 with the engine.
Copy, checking in.
You're not the only one.
And I lost a lot of time on power.
There's something strange was with the engine. No, to explain to you where Danny Ricciardo's going, he's going to be reserve driver at Mercedes for a couple of years, but he's not going to have a race seat in 2023.
So he's having a break?
Yeah, in 2023.
So he's having a break like all the greats have done?
Yeah, apart from the fact that Mika Hakkinen said he'd have a break and never came back. He's still on his sabbatical, actually, Kimmy.
Alonso said he was retiring and yet he came back.
Let's have a look then at the moment, what was happening since.
Leclerc?
We've checked what you were talking about, corner exit, and nothing we can do at the moment. I will keep you updated with any news on that.
Yeah, but let me know, is it a problem? No, what?
No, it's not a problem.
Okay, so it's not going to be a big of a problem for Leclerc as we thought it might be, which is good news.
Well, of course they can't fix it yet. It's a safety car.
Well, let's go through the YouTube chat quickly as well. Get in touch with us on USRN as well. If you're listening on the Mixler app, you can send us messages as well. Please do. Love to know where people are listening from. What are you looking at, Megan?
No. Why? So, no, why have you passed Albon?
Albon's in the pit lane, that's why.
Still.
Albon's coming to the pit lane and he can't stop. Well, Albon's on the little camera. We'll see him again.
Personally, I don't think, unless it's a national thing, you should go in the pit lane unless it's needed.
Well, let's see what Albon's going to do. He's going to
5 laps.
Well, Albon's going to get off the hard tyres and put the mediums on. So
He's
really,
done 5 laps.
well, they must have seen something that the hards aren't working. So he's going to put the mediums on. 3.3 seconds.
Not going to rain, is it?
No chance. 10% chance of rain. Right, getting through the YouTube chat. Brother JP says, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Adam says, picking Lewis Hamilton to win today. So is Josh.
JP.
Yeah. Brother JP says...
Hello.
No, that's Adam says, picking Lewis Hamilton to win today. Brother JP has been saying, which Mercedes driver would you like to see get their first victory of the season? Josh has gone for Hamilton. Adam's gone Hamilton. Megan, which one? Russell or Hamilton to win today?
I'm going to hope for Russell.
I'm thinking Russell too. I said it earlier. The little owl says 100% on Daniel Ricciardo. Yeah, he absolutely was.
Crash?
No. The accident there. Little Owl said as well.
Oh, yes.
Alonso, to be fair, said it was a more goodbye for now rather than a farewell. Yeah,
Which is what Danny Rick will probably be doing, though I have no idea.
The safety car's been out for 5 laps now. Let's take a look at Lando Norris's getaway. And if you're my friend watching this, you're going to be having... you've just looked at the screen. Let's listen, actually. 5 lights on.
Tell you what.
Good launch there from Lando, actually, and that's why he was up the inside immediately of Perez and Verstappen.
Is it the first F1 race they've watched?
Say again?
Is it the first? How long haven't they watched it for?
No. This is just that they like Lando Norris and they're watching it. Because it's Josh, still no sign of the safety car coming in, which is weird. It's been out for 6 laps now. Surely at this point, we've spent 10 minutes under it. It would have been quicker to red flag and restart and keep the laps.
Safety car's in this lap,
Okay.
as you've just just pointed out, and Magnussen and Ricciardo, the incident will be investigated after the race.
Omar Safnau's on the pit wall.
Together again for this restart, but I'm confident they'll continue to avoid each other for the rest of the race.
Well, I'm sure you had them in the headmaster's office yesterday, Otmar, so you'll have corrected that. But no thoughts then of making a tyre change at the back of the pack there, towards the back?
Yeah, not yet. We discussed it, but yeah, we're going to stay out and run the strategy we started with.
Otmar, thanks ever so much.
Omar Safnau on the pit wall then, as we're coming to the green flag for the Brazilian Grand Prix. So, 6 laps effectively under safety car. We're going to restart with 65 laps to go out of the 71. It will be lap 7, well, lap 6 at the moment, as you can see, as they come out of the Oranges corner down to Magulo into Junção, which translates in Portuguese as junction. And this is going to be a bit of a key one, Megs, because Russell's going to have an attack, because he's going to wait. And remember, the safety car restarts here. Fantastic, because the safety car...
done this before?
Yeah, safety car line 1 is at the exit. So safety car is in. We're waiting for the green flag. Russell's backing the pack up. When's he going to decide to go? Verstappen left them right until the line when we restarted. It's green flag. Race on again. And Russell is doing what Verstappen did previously. He is backing the pack up. Lewis is ready to go. Max is ready to go. Russell's going to lead them out the last corner. It's like an IndyCar start here. They're still not going. Now it's pedal to the metal. And now look at Max Verstappen.
A little bit of contact.
Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, a little bit of contact.
Between the back wheels.
And Perez going to go to the inside of Verstappen. Hamilton, though, is under pressure. It's Verstappen. Does what Montoya did on Schumacher.
Wow, contact.
They've made contact again. Hamilton and Verstappen have made contact. Verstappen's got no front wing. And he's dropping down. Hamilton's got a puncture. They just can't help themselves, these two in Sao Paulo. The field is swapping them up left and
Verstappen
right.
too.
And Verstappen, yeah, he's got no front wing. Hamilton's got a puncture. Now it's Lando Norris versus Charles Leclerc for 3rd position. Lando's on the outside line. And now Leclerc into Ferradura. Taking it to Lando. They're in contact. And Leclerc's spun round. And Leclerc's in the barrier. Leclerc is out of the Grand Prix.
Is it Leclerc?
It's Charles Leclerc into the wall and out. 3 of the top contenders eliminated in the space of 1 corner. And surely that's going to be another safety car.
Wait. Leclerc's got going.
Has Leclerc got going?
Yeah.
Yes, he has. And now contact as Bottas touches the side of one of the Aston Martins as well. And Ocon's involved in that too. Verstappen with no front wing. Hamilton's getting round without a puncture. Wow.
Verstappen radio.
He left me those bits. Front wing guys.
Yeah, we are boxing, Max. Box.
Boxing.
And that is it! This is game on for who's going to win the Brazilian Grand Prix. Russell leads. Here comes Sainz. But will Lando get a penalty for that as Leclerc has got going? I'm looking on the inside. Leclerc, well, he went in nose first, so maybe it's just a nose problem for Leclerc. As here comes Carlos Sainz, started 7th. Well, no, don't show Verstappen. Show Sainz versus Norris. Because
we don't want to see him.
Well, Verstappen leaves the pit lane with a 10-second stop. And has Sainz got ahead? No, Sainz stays back. But Sebastian Vettel is up in 5th position. Vettel is the most experienced driver in the top 5 and stands a chance of winning the Brazilian Grand Prix.
Schumacher's made it into 7th position as well, though he's facing quite a angry Lewis Hamilton right now, I think. So don't expect that to stay the same for long unless there's a problem with Lewis, which honestly, I would like to see a replay of that. And also I would like to see like what the damage is to Lewis's car, because that was the most dramatic restart I think we've had in a while, if ever.
Josh!
That was very dramatic. The incident, the turn 2 incident between Verstappen and Hamilton has been noted for causing a collision, and the incident involving Norris and Leclerc has been noted for causing
and Carlos
a collision.
Sainz dives up the inside and turn 1 of the centre rest gets ahead. Lewis Hamilton's passing Mick Schumacher for 7th as well. So I don't think there's any damage for Hamilton there. Schumacher's been passed and Sainz goes to 3rd.
Oh, Lewis angry.
And Lewis is angry. Here's a replay, Megan, on board with Max Verstappen.
I get what I want. So obviously Max is trying to go around the inside, and
that's Max's fault.
Yeah, he just goes straight into Lewis. Are you an idiot? Do you want to cause a crash?
Exactly what Montoya did to Schumacher back in 2001. Verstappen just drove into him. Yeah, that wasn't a racing incident. That I was saying in the commentary, that's exactly what happened. And here's Norris and Leclerc.
Hold on.
Ah, that was Norris on the curb and Leclerc not giving him enough room. That again. Oh, no, a little bit of front wing damage. That was all that was there to Leclerc.
This is Lewis.
And
this
Leclerc.
is Verstappen.
Are you okay?
He's a...
3 of the 6 top drivers in this race taken out 1 lap. Lando drifts into the side of Charles Leclerc, but where is he supposed to go? Contact on the restart.
Right, so this is Lewis Hamilton. This is Max Verstappen. Okay, Lewis going round a corner, and this is Max.
And that's Lewis Hamilton side by side with Pierre Gasly up across the control line and takes 6th position.
An angry Lewis Hamilton is a dangerous Lewis Hamilton when it comes to racing.
Lewis is up into 6th and has now got the bit between his teeth with Max Verstappen then down in 17th position at the moment. The chance is his, Lewis Hamilton, to get his first win of the year. But right now, it's between Russell, Perez, Sainz, Norris and Vettel. Yeah, Vettel in 5th.
Honestly, I'd throw Mick into this. I told you Mick would do well.
Mick, and fastest lap goes to Verstappen, so he's catching them in. Another safety car, though.
Changes quick to
Hamilton track
Charles
limits.
Leclerc.
Go on, Josh.
Hamilton has track limits.
I have no surprise with that.
And the incident between Verstappen and Hamilton is now under investigation. That has just popped up.
Well, surely that's Verstappen, though, because Verstappen dive
They'll give it to Lewis, though.
Verstappen dive bombed the inside of Hamilton. Where was Lewis supposed to go? He was round the outside. I don't know whether they'll say that Lewis was meant to give Verstappen space, but...
Where? He was going round a corner!
Yeah, exactly. Let's listen.
From what we can see, it doesn't look massive on TV pictures. Pace does look good, though.
Oh, and now Norris and Leclerc. Norris and Leclerc is under investigation as well, as Hamilton has DRS on Sebastian Vettel. Will he make a move into the centre rest? No. Lewis actually looks to have got away with that quite fine. I can't see any damage on his Mercedes.
Russell, Perez and Sainz are just like, how did we avoid this?
Yeah. They're just at the front galloping away. Russell leads 1.6 seconds to Perez. We're not even at the first pit stop yet. And this Brazilian Grand Prix is very much turning into a samba as we come through into Ticino de Laga once again. And I think actually this is going to be a battle between Russell and Perez as to who's going to win out. Russell might just win his first race today.
I hope that he does.
Well, Leclerc's got the fastest lap now, but Verstappen's got the fastest middle sector. Is Leclerc, across the line, fastest lap of the race? Yeah, so Leclerc crossing it takes it. Megan.
Softs, 2-stop laps, 21 to 28, 44 to 52. Mediums, going on to mediums, 30 to 37, then on to softs, 48 to 55.
And that will be to the end of the race as well. So that's a 2-stop strategy now is the plan for everybody. That wasn't on. That wasn't on at the start of the race. I was waiting for you to say it, but it wasn't actually on. So thank God we got that graphic at the end.
I did look. Very distant opinion.
Let's have a look then. As we see, Hamilton's got the DRS again on the back of Vettel. Is he going to make a move in towards the Senna S? We're seeing the top 5 running together. Hamilton's joining the party now as well. He's a bit too far back though, so we'll just quickly say, well, that's one of our cars out, damn it. At least we still got Lando. And then Lyle says, looked like Max's fault to me initially. Lando will also 100% get a penalty for that. Lewis on a charge, says brother JP. As we come out of Caserva de Sol down the Retroposta towards Casino de Laga, is Hamilton going to make a move? No, in fact, Vettel is catching Lando Norris. Vettel, in the crazy Grand Prix we had in the United States in a similar situation.
Maybe he'll win.
Yeah, now in a crazy race we're having here, as Sonoda passes the Tiffy for 14th. This is yet another crazy Grand Prix, just like America, a month ago. Around about a month ago, yeah. When was the Power of the Doctor? 18th. So 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. It was the 18th.
So this was how crazy it was 3 weeks ago. Hamilton is on an absolute charge.
It seems ages ago since the Power of the Doctor.
Yeah, I know, it does the same. I think Lewis, Megan, is he's stuck behind Vettel and Norris now. He needs to get past them, otherwise Sainz going to get a bit too far ahead.
That's not an uncommon thing to be stuck behind Vettel. It's just usually he's at the back of the grid and it's the first person.
Yeah.
And it's the person in first trying to get past him.
Josh is keeping an eye on everything as well, just to make sure that a penalty comes through. He can tell us about it. Let's hear from George Russell.
The points. It's important to go long. We need to open that gap.
They want him to go long. As Hamilton, Owen Vettel locks up into turn 1. He was trying to have a go on Lando Norris. Hasn't really worked out there. And Hamilton gets a better exit out of the centre S. Ocon's past Stroll somewhere. And now Hamilton with the DRS on Sebastian Vettel down the Retroposta. Will he look? No, he's too far back for a move on the inside at Casino de Lago as well.
Albon's moving up.
It is a 5-second time penalty for Max Verstappen for causing a collision. That's what I've just been. It's come up on our monitors now. Josh, do you reckon that's fair enough, or should it have been a bit worse? Either way, Max is out of this race now.
Well, it depends, as we have a replay of Valtteri Bottas going round the outside
Lance Stroll.
Of Lance Stroll, and there was some radio, and there is the Alpine of Ocon going around the outside of Stroll at turn 1. Well, that penalty.
5-second penalty for Lando Norris for causing a collision. So Norris has now been given a penalty too. That's his day over. Here comes Hamilton once again up towards turn number 1. Hamilton's going to have the better run, but Vettel's got DRS too. Hamilton's going to pull it to the inside towards turn 1. Hamilton takes Sebastian Vettel into the first corner. Might take Lando Norris for sweet measures as well. This morning in the cricket, it was Sweet Caroline. Now Lewis is going to be listening to the sweet charms of Sao Paulo.
Right, so I'm just glad that Verstappen isn't going to win a race.
The
streak is broken.
Realistically, he can only win 15 races this year, can't he, you two? So that's great.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm just glad to see someone's name at the top. That isn't going to be Verstappen at the end. I don't care who wins.
It also brings to an end Red Bull's wins since the Austrian Grand Prix.
You've been given a 5-second time penalty for the collision at turn 1.
And where did they expect me to go?
Not into
him.
It's a door on me, but doesn't matter.
Max. Max. Oh,
where?
Go on, yeah. No, Megan's got my hand on my shoulder. Go on.
Okay. Max, where does he expect me to go? Well, there's a whole host of land over there that you could have passed on to ensure that there wasn't an accident and shooting yourself in the foot. So maybe don't go into the driver. Maybe go on to the curb like a normal person.
Just clipping that on US and here comes Hamilton. Hamilton breezes past Lando Norris in towards turn 1 and makes the move, and that makes everybody extremely happy. Hamilton up into 4th position now.
There's a dedicated. And with Alonso's into the pit lane.
Why is Alonso pitting this early? 15 to 71.
He saw a lot of action.
There's a dedicated escape road.
Is that hard?
No, hang on a minute. Is that a cross set on the Alpine? I swear they put a soft rear tyre on that Alpine. No, they haven't. Thank God for that.
No.
I thought one was red from an above angle. So it's mediums going on for Alonso, drops down to 17th, but we'll have the advantage when the pit stops come. And this, Megan, once again, we heard from Megs. Josh, what do you think of this?
There's an escape road there. It might be blocked by advertising, but there's an escape road there.
Ah, that's too harsh from me. Why did Max even feel like the move around the outside was going to work? Lewis was on the inside. Lewis was not the fault there. That was Max putting his car. Maybe Max just doesn't know how to race people. That's what
I don't think he does. All he knows how to do is being first.
That's what people used to say about Vettel. They said about Hamilton as well. You spend too much time at the front.
And they're right.
Well, they are, because you spend too much time at the front, you forget your racing etiquette.
And obviously, he's been at the front a hell of a lot this year.
Yeah, so you forget. He's won the past 3 races. Before
he needs to relearn pack racing.
Yeah, he's won the past 3 races. Before that, he won the last 5 races. So.
No wonder when he doesn't win a race, he crashes.
Red Bull have won every single race. This is in a row, by the way, this year. Red Bull have won France, Hungary, Belgium, Netherlands, Italy, Singapore, Japan, USA, and Mexico.
I'm just glad there won't be another Red Bull right
The second, ever since after Austria, when Leclerc won, ever since then, it's been Red Bull dominance.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of sick of Red Bull dominance.
Yeah. So today...
I want some variety.
Today might be the first ever God Save the King since 1953. Or was it 1952?
2.
Yeah. Queen Elizabeth II, the longest reigning monarch.
Because this year was her 70th.
Yes. So if King Charles III might just have, for the first time, God Save the King played. I want to be poetic if a British driver won today, because England today kept the World Cup T20. I was commentating on that this morning with Tom Dillon.
Good day for England.
Yeah, very good day. As Hamilton's got a run on Carlos Sainz. Oh, correction, this is Vettel got a run on Lando Norris into towards turn 1. Vettel's going to go for it. On the inside, Vettel locks up. Lando can't do anything. Vettel's up to 5th. Vettel's up to 5th. You heard that right.
Bottas.
Sebastian Vettel is 5th.
Bottas up to 8th.
Joe pits. Joe's in the pit lane. So
Bottas is up to 8th. I'm proud.
Bottas is up to 8th position. He's moved up a couple, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's just past Schumacher.
So Joe into the pit lane then. He's going to change over to medium compound tyres, and he started on the softs. That's a 3-second stop as well. So
Ooh, exactly.
Yeah, good stop there as well. Good time coming through. Is my neck any better? My friend just asked. Yes, it's feeling a bit better now. Megan,
Did you put that thing
I did, and Megan cracked it as well, which is nice.
Well, I got the knot out.
Oh, great move from Bottas. Dummied Schumacher into turn 1. And that's, Max, how you do an outside manoeuvre at the centre S.
Yeah, you don't crash into the person. You go round the person like normal people.
Well, can't go round it. Can't go over it. Got to go through it, is Max's mentality there. As the racing continues, who's up? Hang on, Sainz pits. Sainz is pitting because Lewis is up into 3rd.
I just wish he hadn't got that idea of an idle...
No, Megs, you don't understand me. Sainz started on the medium compound tyre, and he's the first to pit. Sainz is pitting on the mediums, and there's a brake fire there at the rear left. And drop it, go. That's a very slow stop.
Hamilton.
4.1 seconds for Ferrari, and they've brought him in early. And what tyre they put him on?
Mediums.
Another set of mediums. No, it's softs.
Softs. Why?
The brake's still on fire, though, Josh. Is that going to cause a problem for Sainz? Because, look, the rear left brake is still on fire for Carlos. I hope he's got brakes, because it's still on fire. It's still smoking away down at turn 1. I'm expecting Sainz to hit the brakes into turn 4 and nothing to happen. Oh, it does. Has it gone out yet? Yeah, it looks like it has.
It's very wobbly.
Yeah. What do you think, Josh? That's a too early stop for me for Sainz, because now he's on softs, but he started on mediums. He's pitted before the soft runners have gone in. That's a bad strategy from Ferrari once again.
Well, what have the Ferrari strategy department cooked up today? Well, it is a fisheye taco. That's what it is.
Sainz.
There was a tear off stuck in the brake duct.
Ah, so that's why they've pitted. There was a tear off stuck in the brake duct, and that's why it's smoking. That's why they had to come into the pit lane to change tyres.
Also explains why it was so wobbly.
Look, it was on fire coming in, and look, that's why it was a 4-second stop, because they had to remove the brake duct, and then smoking away.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is. Away it goes. So that's going to take a couple of laps to cool.
I guess that's just residual.
Yeah.
It's very wobbly.
It is, and that's putting him down. So Leclerc 17th, Sainz 11th. That's the Red Bulls neutered, with Verstappen committing Harry Carry on Lewis Hamilton. That's Leclerc neutered by Norris putting him in the wall at Ferradura, and that's Sainz neutered by the fact that he's had a tear off in his rear brake duct. So
we just got a new to Perez now.
Yeah, only new to Perez, and then Mercedes have pretty much got an easy win. But let's just point this out: George Russell won the sprint. George Russell has not been gifted a win here. I don't want to say that because he's not been gifted a lead
the
either.
fates are just aligning for it
Russell,
so nicely.
yeah, Russell dominated the sprint, and he's led every lap of this race so far from pole position. This is a domination from Russell. It's just everyone else behind him that's committing suicide, basically.
I wonder what could happen for Perez to just
what could happen for Perez?
Basically not be in the race anymore.
Well, I hate to say it, but Lewis Hamilton's closing him up. Lewis is 7.1 seconds behind him. By the way, Megan, we've got our intervals back for this race. Yeah, I thought you might be happy.
I like it.
Gasly comes into the pit lane as well, so he'll drop down from 8th. Ocon's already gone through. Schumacher goes up into 8th position as we continue on. Lap 20 of 71, 52 laps to go of the Brazilian Grand Prix here.
Going on to mediums.
Russell Radio.
Tyres are very good. Let's go long. Let's go long.
Good. These tyres are good.
Russell's liking these tyres. Tyres are good.
Excellent.
Yeah, tyres are good. Let's go long. Let's go long.
Josh.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes, excellent. Excellent. Your pop is all over the place, by the way.
I know.
It's at 6 o'clock rather than at 11 o'clock.
Well, it's got the times wrong. It's American.
It's a broken clock. That's what it is. It's just broken off.
How's that?
Better, yeah. Like mine, see?
It might be at 10 o'clock.
Although mine and Josh is metal, which is a better idea.
Hold on,
than
I've got it
paper
to
ones.
11 now.
Yeah, they're better than the paper ones. They don't break and you can easily put them on. Oh,
and you
hello.
don't lose it.
Is that Sainz making a move on Stroll? I think it is. Yes, it is.
Damn it. It's not neutered enough.
Sainz goes up to 9th. Stroll goes back down to 10th position. Well, it started good, but we're losing a bit of fun factor here in Brazil because all the main runners are crashed out. Or crashed.
Perez and Sainz, if Sainz can catch up, can take each other out.
That's possible. And who's coming into the pit lane?
I don't know. Sainz just went up too.
Yeah, Sainz did go up too, and he hasn't actually moved.
Are they pack racing a that bit?
Well, hang on. What's happened? Tsunoda.
Oh, they are.
They are pack racing, they are. And Tsunoda's in the pit lane. And Verstappen's passed as well, Tsunoda, as he goes into the pits.
See, there's Sainz.
Yeah, so Yuki Tsunoda in the pit lane. Alonso, aside from Sainz, Hamilton's the fastest driver on the track right now. Well, that's Leclerc now, as Yuki Tsunoda's decided to come into the pit lane to change some tyres. And the racing continues. It's lap 21 of 71 here at Sao Paulo. Russell leads by 3.1 seconds. He's going longer in this first stint, but another safety car could come at any moment.
He's building it.
And this is Sainz doing the cutback on Stroll, Megs. Beautiful move into the top of the hill at turn 8.
It is a beautiful move. And
He's going to do it again for your entertainment. Doing on Mick Schumacher exactly the same. Sainz is making his way up the field today and cuts off Schumacher.
Exactly how I want him to take up Perez.
Yeah, well, he's up to 8th position now, is
How long
Sainz.
does he have to catch? No, not that long.
No, it's not that long. What is it? Between 3.2, so not too far back. My neck's starting to hurt now. I'm just looking at all these screens up in the commentary box.
Why don't you sit down in my chair for a bit? I need to pop off this for a second anyway.
Where you going? Oh, well, no, I'll stand up. It's fine.
Sit down.
No, I'm fine. I stand to commentate. I don't sit. As they come through. At 22.71 then. Who knows what's going to happen next in this Grand Prix. Leclerc radio, box. So Leclerc's coming into the pit lane this lap. Megan's going for her pit stop of the afternoon. Away you go. Remember to look for torches and hedgehogs as Leclerc comes into the pit lane, Josh, to take on a new set of tyres on the mediums as well. First pit stop, and that's actually quite early because didn't Leclerc pit after he crashed as well? He came in front of Verstappen, so that's a 2.2 second stop, but that's Leclerc on soft, so that's his second stop of the afternoon already. Should have been able to go a lot longer on those mediums.
Yeah, only 14 laps on the medium tyres, conveniently 2 times the amount of laps which he did on the first set of new medium tyres. 7 laps for the medium tyres which he started on, and now 14 laps for the medium tyres he has just got rid of for new soft tyres.
Charles Leclerc isn't happy either. I'm disappointed to tell you Leclerc is very angry over the radio, by the way, about all this as well. So that's second place in the championship also looking lost. If Perez does finish second, Perez will secure second in the title here today as well, after he got bonus points in the sprint race. So on board with Max Verstappen in P12. Yeah, another point scoring. He has these, doesn't he, though, Josh, where he does incredibly well for a while, then he has an absolute shock of a race. It happened in Silverstone, it happened in Singapore, now it's happening here in Brazil.
Yes, it's strange. It's really strange, but it's just another one of those days, unfortunately.
Let's do a full race rundown then at the moment, and we'll go to the battle screen as well, because this is how the race is looking so far with 49 laps to go. Russell leads, got a 4-second advantage to Sergio Perez. Let's hear from Sainz.
Are we on a 2 or a 3? Important to know. The moment we are on a 2, the egg is looking better than expected.
So it's Ferrari on a 2-stop strategy then. It's interesting to know. Russell leads then. Oh, hang on a minute. What's happened? Hamilton's up to second. Hamilton's taken second because Perez is in the pit lane. Off go the mediums. Off go the softs, sorry. On go the mediums. I think Verstappen's going to box as well to do the opposite. So it's now a 1-2 for Mercedes. It's a 2-second stop too as well, Josh, for Perez. Mighty there from Red Bull. But Vettel goes to third. And that's the long... As Sainz passes Ocon. Wow.
Yes, wow. And Latifi is, Verstappen is boxing this lap, and in he comes.
And Perez
16
comes out.
laps on the medium tyres.
Perez comes out right behind Bottas in the melee that he didn't want to be in as well. In 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th battle, Verstappen does pit. I thought I saw a set of soft tyres for him as well when he came through. Perez looks to the inside on the mediums to try and take Bottas at Ferradura. Can't work out that way. Gonna have to try another situation, another way round. But so far, so good here in Sao Paulo. Verstappen with a 10-second stop, Josh. It's put him right down to 17th. That's another bad stop and he's been lapped, I believe. Oh, and Perez dives up the inside of Bottas as well as we get a box from Russell. Russell comes into the pit lane. Perez now round the outside of Bottas and Magullo coming into Jean Cao. Perez moves up to 5th. Russell enters the pit lane. Hamilton takes the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Russell's had a 3-second stop. Vettel, I believe, is going to stay out. Russell leaves the pit lane
Here
now.
comes McLaren.
And into the pit lane comes Sainz, Norris, Bottas, and Perez going to go through. Does Russell get out ahead of Perez? The timing tower says yes. The graphics say yes. Vettel's alongside him too. And Vettel takes second position, or does he? Russell's going to be side by side. Vettel's going to have to go around the outside. Vettel will back off for sure. Vettel's not backing off for sure. Russell has to defend him. Russell keeps the net lead then of the Brazilian Grand Prix. That was crucial. Norris, Bottas, Ocon, Schumacher pit. 3 seconds for Bottas, 8 seconds Norris, 2.4. Well, that's a 5-second time penalty then sorted for Lando Norris. Schumacher was 3.2, so Norris drops to 13th with that 5-second time penalty. Let's have a replay. This is Verstappen's 4-second stop. Had to serve the 5-second time penalty. Of course, for Verstappen. That's why it took 10 seconds. Oh, and then there was a further problem getting the rear left wheel off to put the soft on. So a 5-second stop should have really only been an 8-second max, but 2 extra seconds to get the tyres sorted. Hamilton leads in Sao Paulo once again on the soft tyres. Russell P2, the gap 10.4, and Mercedes seem in control of the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Their best chance to win the race all year. I've been saying it all year. They doubted me on Friday when we did the pre-show. They surprised me in the sprint race. And once again, I said this will be Mercedes' best chance to win in 2022. And it's happening. Hamilton leads, but the net leader belongs to Russell. Josh.
Wow. What a round of pit stops that was, as Albon is in the pits according to my data screens. Here's a replay of Lewis Hamilton. And this is of lap 7 of that incident which gave Max Verstappen a 5-second time penalty. And look at that damage there, I believe. That is
on
what
Hamilton.
We are having a look at on Lewis Hamilton. Albon has gone from mediums to mediums, but of course he started on hards, so he can go on whatever tyre he has in his tyre bank.
Well, this is getting remarkably exciting then as well. Lewis Hamilton Took his best win here. It was only win here in 2019 as well. Took his first championship in 2008 as well. It's been one of Hamilton's best. Won here 3 times in his career, 16, 18 and 21. Taking a further podium finish in 2009, 14 and 15. So ignore what I wrote there in my notes. As into the pit lane comes Sebastian Vettel to end that amazing points run. Pit lane incident involving Schumacher, Josh, has been noted by the stewards. Ted.
Right here, who has pitted.
No Ted. Good stop though then, Josh, from Vettel. 3.4? Oh, 3.3. Damn, 1,000th off. Alonso takes 6th though. Oh, let's let Megan look at that when she gets back to the box. Go on, Josh.
Yeah, and another track limit, this time in favour of Lance Stroll, a 118.269. That was for turn 4 on lap 24.
So it's looking much more like it used to now. Hamilton leads, Russell 2nd, Perez 3rd, Sainz 4th, Stroll 5th, Alonso 6th, Gasly 7th, Bottas 8th, Vettel 9th, Zhou rounds out the top 10 of the points-paying positions. Ocon 11th, Norris 12th, Schumacher 13th, Tsunoda 14th, Leclerc 15th, Albon 16th, Verstappen 17th, Latifi is 18th, and the 2 retirements, Magnussen and Ricciardo so far. That's your full race rundown here in Sao Paulo. Hamilton leads 8.7 seconds, as now at the inside, Esteban Ocon at turn 8 makes a move on Zhou Guanyu and makes it stick as well as we head down towards Magullo and Junção once again. Nicely going from everyone today. But Bottas will have the DRS coming up towards Super de Boxes. Is he going to have the DRS? Yes, he will. He activates it full. Bottas pulls to the inside line. Gasly tries to keep around the outside. Doesn't work out. Bottas makes the move through nicely into turn number 1. And now here comes the Aston Martin, Megs. Hello, Megan.
Hi.
Alonso 6th, Hamilton leads, Russell pitted, but Russell keeps the net lead of the race. He got out ahead of Perez, who also stopped. Verstappen served his time penalty, so did Lando Norris.
I thought he'd do something like that.
But, as I fill up my water bottle...
yeah, I took up a label.
Thank you. Oh, yes, you remember now as well. We had to take labels of things off now.
Yeah.
Which is the new
I
rule.
remember you said that, and I thought, Hamilton, it's getting quite dark out here. It's rain.
He should know this as a proud now honorary Brazilian. It's just as we get towards 4 o'clock in the afternoon here, it does tend to get a bit dark. But no, it's a little bit cooler now, and that will help the tyres. But no rain that I can see in the pit lane. Yeah, Lando's still feeling he's got an issue with his steering on that McLaren.
But he's also feeling he's got an issue with his bounce.
Oh, Megan. Coming back to the commentary box, you're a bit vulgar, but I'll take that. It's pretty much right.
It's not vulgar, it's honesty.
It is, actually. And here we go again. Look, Sebastian Vettel has the run on Pierre Gasly. DRS open as he comes down out of Super de Boxes towards Aqua Minerale in towards turn number 1 at the centre S, and Vettel's breezing through. Gasly going to try and hold it around the outside. Vettel takes an easy position. Back up into 8th. Gasly down to 9th again as well.
He's in the top 3.
Hello, is this Lewis Hamilton going on to set a medium compound tyres?
Well, he's going to have to.
Yeah, where is he though, Hamilton? He's coming. Oh, and that's Leclerc diving up the inside of Tsunoda into turn 1, getting a little bit wrong. Camera's glitching a little bit. And that's Leclerc moving on to 14th position. Although, he is right, it is getting a bit darker. And I know Josh is going to be checking the weather forecast shortly. Just in case.
Show us the clouds. Hamilton, box. Not surprised.
Here he is. Hamilton into the pit lane. Russell then will retake the lead of the race. He's got 11.3 seconds to Perez. Let's see if that's enough.
I won't say it's going to rain, do you? Maybe that looks a bit iffy.
A bit cloudy, no rain.
From the other side, it looks blue skies.
Yeah, looks okay.
At least not for an hour or so, if that's the case.
3.3 seconds stop for Hamilton, goes on to medium compound tyre. Russell takes the lead. Perez goes to 2nd. Sainz goes to 3rd.
Damn it.
Hamilton will rejoin this race in 4th position. There's no rain on the radar.
We can catch up.
That's what I've just been texted in. There's no rain on the radar, but I trust Josh more because he's got more accurate radar software.
Hey! Stroll in pits.
And he's jumped up into 7th already. Why are you highlighting Stroll? Oh, you're not?
I'm not.
I thought you were... Oh, pit lanes involving Alfa.
We will be okay.
I just told Noemi about the crash. She said, is it because of the weather? I was like, I'm just going to inform her, no.
Pit lanes involving the Alfa Romeo team will be investigated after the race.
Why? What's wrong with them? Do you know how far back they are? Don't look at Bottas in 6th. It could be 16.
But the problem is, the Alfa Romeo team. So the team have actually done something wrong there.
Why don't they ever say this when they look at Ferraris?
Don't know. Wonder what they could have done.
I mean, they're the most sketchy pit stops I've ever seen in my life.
Could they have been out of position? Could someone be in the fast lane? Don't know. We'll keep an eye on that one then.
Look at your fast on a pit lane.
Lap 31 of 71, 41 laps to go in the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. We've got a replay here of Max Verstappen. I believe this is making a move on Alexander Albon. It is into turn 1, coming from way late back, and Verstappen makes his way back through. Yeah, Verstappen, Megs, served his 5-second time penalty, then had a stuck rear left tyre, and it was a 10-second stop, basically. Dropped him all the way back to the back.
That's fair enough.
Action.
I mean, Karma, he can't win this race.
Just like to point out once again, there's the leaders, and there's Fernando Alonso creating a train again. If you look at the driver tracker, Russell, Perez, Sainz, Hamilton, and then there's Alonso just creating a train. It's happening again.
If I could have dinner with one person.
Every week, it's always Alonso that is backing the pack up massively.
He's a trendsetter and a train setter. Apparently.
He saw the movie Train Spotting with Ewan McGregor and really liked it. He's adopted that as his lifestyle. That's why he's so young. Good move from Esteban Ocon there, passing Pierre Gasly towards turn number 1 on the inside line as well. Lap 32 of 71.
He also saw Murder on the Orient Express and thought, you know what, I'm going to be the driver. I'm not going to be the one in there.
Now, we saw Murder on the Orient Express and immediately called Esteban Ocon. Did you like this film?
Was this you?
Yeah. Did you do this? Is this your film? Max Verstappen still got damage, remember, to his side pods on the floor.
Look at Lewis's time.
Lewis, 1:15.047.
A second faster than these two.
Perez and Sainz, yeah.
No, both of the Mercedes both of the Mercedes are the only ones who are doing 15s.
That's insane. Honestly, that is madness. Everybody else is slow on times in the 1:16, some in the 1:17s. Latifi obviously in the 1:18s because he's so slow. But still, I can say that because Tom's not in the box. But still, that is amazing. And it is getting amazingly dark up there, Megs.
It is.
And there's a big rain cloud coming out of turn 3, and that's the way the wind's blowing.
Where did that come from?
That's literally blown in out of nowhere. There's a massive rain cloud about to hover over the surface. Where on earth is that one blown in from? I know it's sunny at turn 4.
To quote dinner ladies, the Mercedes are, don't mind me, I'm on a helpline in between.
I know Interlagos is between the two lakes. Interlagos, between the lakes. But this is ridiculous.
Damn! Now Russell's doing a slight 16, though Lewis, no.
Yeah, 1:16.020 for Russell on that last lap time on those medium compounds. Russell in control of this Grand Prix. Does Dad know, by the way, that Russell's... He's watching?
Yes, he's watching.
Yes.
Russell.
Let us know how this tire is feeling.
Maybe this team radio will be an insight into his soul.
Maybe.
Feeling good.
Feeling good. He should get better.
Yeah, and then it lights flashes all the way around, and no pit stops and no Hamilton makes George something.
Go crazy.
Don't mind if he does. As up the inside then, this is a great move again from Vet. The Stroll passing Tsunoda into turn 1 and getting him to 14th, and Verstappen's right there too.
I think.
Yeah. Well,
Verstappen's just like, can I pass you yet? No. Okay.
Max usually likes to force his way through, but considering the driver that's ahead of him is Yuki Tsunoda,
it's just like, do you know what? I'm good. I'm good.
I'm happy here. Yeah, I don't want to make it move too much.
Just like, I saw what you did to the last person you crashed into. I don't want that.
Let's see if he actually does keep it through.
I'm remembering Silverstone.
Yes. When he hit Russell and then Zhou Guanyu
kamikaze into everything.
Yeah, upside down and flying into the catch fencing as well.
A literal train wreck.
Yeah.
He even looked like a train when he was flipping.
He did actually, yeah.
He did.
And then Albon also got... do you know, Zhou never went to the hospital. Albon did go to the hospital because he had feet damage.
So, Albon goes to the hospital like, I have trouble with my feet. Meanwhile, Zhou, I flew into a fence.
I'm fine, yeah, he was fine.
I was upside down. I'm living life. I'm happy, I'm fine.
The halo is anything that stopped his head coming off.
Exactly. He nearly gets decapitated. Albon, my feet hurt.
Max went right round the outside of Sonoda, brilliantly made the move then in towards turn one. It's raining. There's a bit of rain on the camera lens. It is starting to spit here in Sao Paulo. There's no doubt about it. There is some sort
Where
of
did this cloud come
yeah,
from?
there is some sort of moisture and some sort of rain on the camera lens of the helicopter, and it is coming in from this rain cloud that is hovering above turn 1 and turn 2. If it does start raining, then the second half of this Grand Prix is going to be electric. And I don't know, are the weather forecasts right? This rain is coming from nowhere, Josh.
It is confusing me because there was nothing on the radar near the track.
But we can see it. That's so weird. That we can see the rain cloud. We can see, look the spots of rain there at turn 7. Look at the camera, the spots of rain there.
Where haven't you doing about? Where? Where is this coming from?
That's really weird. We've got like a pop-up shower in certain sections of the track. Is that Bernie Eccleston's turned the sprinklers on?
Maybe it is such a do.
Maybe it's Bernie Eccleston. He is here.
Maybe he's in Alliance.
Bernie Eccleston is here this weekend in Sao Paulo. It's his home race because he lives in Sao Paulo. So we see a move going on now up the inside. That's Charles Leclerc passing Schumacher into turn 1. And look how dark it's got at turn 1. And there's a few spots of rain. Look, it's blown in massively. What is going on? We are literally trying to work. And look at what was Stroll. Stroll's hit a raindrop on the camera lens. Yeah, Stroll's got rain on his camera lens.
It's muggy.
On the pit lane camera that we've got.
Has come out of nowhere. Not even British people who our rain is basically what we see at least probably once a week, unless it's summertime and it's abnormally hot.
Stroll has got something there as well. We can see on his camera lens. It's like a moisture build-up of rain. So
it's like someone breathed in his camera.
Yeah, that's what we see. So something's happened out there. Oh, this is unusual. It's coming to 4 o'clock local time in Sao Paulo, and it's getting darker.
What is Lewis on?
1:15.693. Russell 1:62.37. Hamilton.
What did you have for breakfast?
Hamilton's pumping. Alonso picks again. Alonso.
Again?
Yeah, that's weird. Latifi's been lapped, by the way, so he's not out of the Grand Prix.
Oh,
he's been lapped.
What a surprise.
Yeah. Oh,
that was so unexpected.
Gasly pits.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing spots of rain. Oh
So
no, rear right, stuck on for Alonso. Slow stop. And away. Oh, he stalled it. Oh, he had to stop for Gasly. Oh, terrible stop for Alonso. That's about 8-9 seconds.
At least he stopped.
Yeah.
Alpine has a terrible history.
Gasly was a 2.3 second stop. They can't even calculate Alonso's because he stop-started, but he's still 9 seconds more in the pit lane. It was about an 8-second stop. Box for Sainz. Now he's in third. Now Sainz has only just gone on to the soft tyres, so he's going to go on to hards, presumably.
It didn't even tell us.
Your strategy, Megan. Oh no, is it mediums? It's mediums. Brand new mediums for Sainz
Go
now.
on to hards. If it's muggy, go on to hards.
Oh, yeah, we've lost our timing data up in the commentary box, isn't it? We've got no data.
Yeah, it's back.
Okay, there we go. Now this is turning into a really bizarre little situation. It's into the pit lane. Yeah, 35 to go. There we go. Run it back now.
Go on to hards. Yeah, it didn't even tell us what Alonso did. I think it was a 10-second stop.
Yeah. Good stop from Sainz as he comes in from 4th. About 2.7? Come on, what's it telling us on the computer? Is the computer's working today? Not sure, not telling us.
Yo, Bottas, catch up!
Wow, we can't tell how long is in the pit lane. 23.1 seconds was the total time for
Who
Sainz.
knows?
And he comes out just ahead of Bottas, we believe, as well. Moisture build up. No sun. Yeah, there he is. Bottas coming round. Sainz gets out way ahead of him. Got a moisture build up around this track.
Ooh, only a second between them.
Yeah, Josh, what do you reckon? No rain or a slight rain? We can't tell up here in the comms box.
Well, my radars. I have 2 radars, and here is Max Verstappen gonna go around the inside of Lance Stroll going into turn 1. Absolutely breezes past, and here is Alexander Albon and Fernando Alonso going side by side through turn 10, I believe that was, or turn 9, I think that was. But both of my radars say no rain at all, but
one of them for a
TV cameras say otherwise.
Radar love is what this race should be billed as well. Oh, lock up from Bottas, double lock up coming into turn 10. That's going to struggle now.
Any of the top 3 could pit and
Joe
still not hit Sainz.
Sorry, the lockup was from Joe. Those helmets are too similar. We need to get them changed this weekend. They've both got blue helmets. How on earth are you supposed to identify
Just get a
them?
paint gun.
Yeah, so they shouldn't be allowed to look identical.
Just get
Perez. Oh, plan B. And into the pit lane now comes Zhou Guanyu.
Do you know what? That's actually a really good idea. Just get a paint gun and decorate the helmet.
Fernando Alonso's got a good run here as well on Yuki Tsunoda. He's going to go to the high lines. Alonso had a big crash there in 2003. Not going to make the same mistake now. And Alonso breezes ahead of Yuki Tsunoda.
Yeah, he's going to repeat that crash next year at the 20th anniversary of it.
2023's Brazilian Grand Prix of Sao Paulo, the third to last race of the season. As they breeze through, Zhou's pit stop time was 4 seconds, so something's gone wrong there.
I know it's better for Alonso.
Yeah, Alonso's still coming through. Hamilton third, fastest lap. But look at that middle sector from Sainz. He's blistering, 38.048. But Hamilton still in a Hamilton's last lap time was a 1:15.392.
Maybe Sainz can join him in the 15 route.
We'll find out. Sainz is coming. Where is Sainz?
Oh, he beats him.
Sainz goes a 1:14.754 on those.
Lewis, get your acting gear.
What tyres are you on? Medium compound tyres. LH, take a pick with me. Lewis Hamilton, take a pick with me. Lewis, Team Tiamo. It's Team LH. Is that
Tiamo.
What's Tiamo?
Love you, basically.
Oh.
Spanish.
Spanish, okay. I thought they speak Portuguese over here.
Basically the same.
Okay.
They're next door to each other. They have very, very similar languages.
We're close to France, and yet we speak two completely different languages.
And yet...
Okay, you could say...
People say merci.
To be fair, we're close also to...
Our language comes from Latin.
We're close to Scotland, and we speak...
We don't speak Gaelic.
Exactly, and Wales.
We don't say we a lot. It's just saying something small.
Science Radio.
We undercut Perez. Not yet. We are side by side. Speed exit. It is speeding now.
So Sainz, that was a delayed message, we believe, being played out for no reason. A lot of delayed messages there. Russell leads, 32 to go. First half of this, the first 10 laps of this race, fantastic. Well, actually, no. First lap, brilliant. Lap 7 was brilliant. After that, not so much.
Bit dreary. As long as nothing happens to Russell, I'm fine.
That's 2 great laps out of 40 completed. Not exactly the best, is it, at the moment? Something needs to spice it up. Another safety car would do nicely, please.
Perez suddenly going off track because of a fire in his engine. I mean, the right back of it.
It's Esteban Ocon and Fernando Alonso have had problems with their engines this weekend. Leclerc doesn't have a problem with his engine, remember? Although we thought Leclerc was going to go off towards the wall.
Someone better have... Oh, sorry.
And we have undercut him now.
The track temperature has dropped 11 degrees since the start of this Grand Prix. And remember yesterday, the cooler temperatures favoured them. Well, Hamilton's made huge inroads into Sergio Perez. 5 per lap. George Russell, meanwhile, has lifted his pace up. So I think Perez is the one now who's in trouble. He's 8 seconds off George, and Lewis is on the attack.
Cheers, Karoon. I think you're absolutely right.
I'm glad that Perez is in trouble. Make him have a fire. A small one that he can get out of, but still he won't be able to race him.
Well, you asked in Mexico and Danny Ricciardo obliged. You ask in Sao Paulo, maybe Sergio Perez will oblige.
You better.
Well, Ricciardo's already out of the race. That's 2 retirements already. By the way...
Exactly. My hitman's out.
It looks like the timing graphic has refreshed itself to put Ricciardo and Magnussen back on with purple, but the red line, if you're watching on YouTube, indicates who's out of the Grand Prix. If they've been greyed out, they've been lapped in this race now. Okay, so that's the feature. If you're watching on with us. So the red line, you're out. Anyone else is different. Ted.
One stop's very difficult to achieve here. This is all about Mercedes trying to get a 1-2 in this race. Just what Karun is saying. So they're trying to build an offset. The reason Lewis stayed out longer in that first stint was to build this tyre offset to Sergio Perez to try and make sure that Lewis is on younger tyres later on the race so he can get him. Just right in front of me while I say this, Yuki Tsunoda comes in. Is that a clean stop? Yeah. Oh, no, he's done a little full start, but then he goes out again. So, yeah, this is all about Mercedes trying to get a 1-2 today. Who would have thought? Yeah.
Cheers, Ted.
Who was that engine?
That was Tsunoda's going out the pit lane. Default start, as Ted reported, 2.9 seconds as well, so cost him a little bit of time.
What's wrong with that engine?
It was revving up. It was normal. That's just as you get away.
Are you sure? I thought I heard like a hiccup. Russell.
Seconds again.
George, we're thinking soft for the last stint. Let us know if you prefer medium.
Oh,
Yeah, copy.
So Russell wants soft tyres, not anything else. Not
no
medium.
soft.
No, soft.
No, they were planning to go on to softs. He said no soft.
Well, that's confused me. Josh, listen
Because he started on softs and now he's on mediums.
Josh, listen. Okay, Josh, listen to that message again when it comes up and tell us what he actually said, because we got confused. But Fernando Alonso is going to make a move on the inside of Lance Stroll towards turn number 1, and Alonso makes the move.
Woo!
For 12th. Now he will chase down Schumacher. As now, Charles Leclerc is right behind Lando Norris. Here we go again. As well, these two. Oh, Leclerc. Full-on 70s drift there through to Sina Delaga. He is properly fighting as Hamilton, we're on board with now, is closing down on Sergio Perez.
Make him crash off.
Looks good this race, doesn't it?
It does look good, and let's hope that Mercedes dominate next time too, because it may not be their track, though it can happen. Leclerc radio.
Understood.
We are losing time. We are losing time, so he needs to get ahead. So maybe alternate strategy. Look at that. Hamilton's
I'm glad
now.
you got that, because I didn't know a word of it.
Yeah. Look at Hamilton's 1.2 seconds back from Perez, so they too are finding the slipstream. This race is starting to heat up with 30 laps to go, 29 now laps to go of the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Russell leads, Perez second, Hamilton third, Sainz fourth, Bottas fifth, and then we've got Leclerc go around the outside, Lando Norris towards turn 1. Leclerc finally makes the move on the McLaren driver for 8th. That's been coming for laps after lap now as well. It's been time after time.
It has been.
Sainz.
I think our race is with Checo now. Yeah, we are looking to come back on Checo at the end of the race.
Are you?
So Ferrari,
how's that going?
Even Ferrari think this is a Mercedes 1-2 coming. Hamilton has the DRS on Sergio Perez. He'll go for a move down towards turn 3, or will Perez do the ultimate sacrifice and get him back?
Please do.
What happened earlier? Track limits as well for Stroll.
Second warning.
That's going to be something then. 3 more times you get a penalty.
One more and you're out.
Lewis Hamilton has the DRS down the Richard Poster towards the Sina Delaga. Perez goes right, Lewis goes left, stays on his racing line, tries to go around the outside. Perez shuts the door. Hamilton will get the cutback coming out now to Sina Delaga. Up the hill towards Ferradura. Hamilton's on the outside line. Perez staying on the inside line. They're not going to make through this time. And the rain cloud's starting to form. It's getting darker here in Sao Paulo, and Hamilton can't find a way through on Checo.
Though he has set the fastest Sector 1 time with a 19.086.
Perez has got a much poor exit at turn 7 and 8 into 9 and 10 now. Hamilton is literally inching closer. The gap is 2.5 tenths of a second.
I'm watching Jules.
Yeah, it is. Alan Magullo in towards Juncal. Perez goes wide. Hamilton takes a good exit. It's all going to be about the run up the hill towards Super de Boxes and Aqua Quiniani as well. The last corner towards the line. DRS open for Hamilton. It would have been an outside or an inside move into turn 1. He's thinking about it. Hamilton dives out to the left-hand side, which is the outside, and takes second position. The Brazilians go nuts. Lewis Hamilton is up into second. Mercedes are a 1-2, and Mercedes are on course for winning their first race of the year and the one race we knew they would be powerful at. But now, Megan, it's the question. Look at the Brazilians. They are cheering like it's Silverstone. But Megan, the one thing I've got to ask you is, box for Leclerc. Okay, so he's down at Leclerc's at 8 anyway on soft tyres.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Question is though, who's going to win? Are Mercedes going to let
be Russell.
Are Mercedes going to let Russell win? Are there going to be team orders for Hamilton to win?
Well, given that they want to, given that Russell is new blood, I guess they kind of want to give that to him.
But George won the sprint race as Leclerc puts on an
Lewis can be next year's ideology.
2.2 second stop for Leclerc, puts on a set of looks like new medium, new soft. I'll let Josh find out in a second. But Russell won the sprint. Hamilton hasn't won a race all year long, and Hamilton's got that record of winning in every single season in Formula 1. How badly would Mercedes want to keep that and keep Lewis happy? That's the question.
How badly would they want Russell not to cause a fuss?
I know, but how badly do they want Hamilton not to cause a fuss? I don't know. Lewis is too sporting to tell George to let me by, but Toto is a businessman. He wants to keep his main guy happy. This is
Who's his main guy now? The one who's called Mr. Consistent or Mr. I have not won since last year?
Fair point. Lewis hasn't won for 12 months coming up now as well, not since Saudi Arabia. So this is getting a bit alarming. Maybe that's going to be creeping in on his mind as well.
And also,
Bottas pits, Vettel pits too.
Lewis will probably retire soon.
And Lando Norris dives into the pit lane too, and that puts Verstappen back up to 8th position. Don't well, Verstappen out either. 26 to go.
Russell won't be retiring soon.
Yeah, Lewis might be in the next. Well, I can't say, but Lewis is going to be staying around. But all I can say is that Lewis Hamilton will not be.
He's 37. I mean, they usually retire around.
All I can say is that Lewis Hamilton will not be in Formula One in 2026. That's all I can say, from what I know. As it's a slow stop for Lando Norris, but here's Lewis Hamilton, Megan, making the move on Checo. Yeah, wink, wink. Go on.
Right, so beautiful move. Just goes to the side of him. It's very Danny Rick-esque.
Very Danny Rick-esque. Coming around the outside. Well, Danny's out of the race, isn't he, with Kevin Magnussen?
Exactly.
I was about to think, where was he in this Grand Prix? We've been missing Danny Rick from Mexico.
I've got basically my hitman for people I want to be out.
44. Don't forget, Lewis is now an honorary Brazilian. He's been adopted as a citizen of Sao Paulo in Brazil.
They might want this to look good.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. And also,
it's like Sophie's choice.
The home crowd gives you an extra couple of seconds. I wonder how much, because look at that. Russell now is only 9.9 ahead of Hamilton. A couple of laps ago, it was 11.4. Hamilton's beginning to close Russell in. This is the factor.
Or at least make it look like it was a fight if it does happen.
Yeah, I've got another pit stop coming as well. What's on with Bottas? What's on with Bottas? It's stopping. That's one of them stopping. Which one? It's Zhou Guan Yu. He's let Bottas through. Okay, it's Zhou Guan Yu letting Russell through. Laps driver, that's it. So that's. Oh, hang on a minute. Lando's been lapped. Zhou's been lapped. Norris and Tsunoda have been out. This is because Russell's blistering through.
Is he out?
No.
No, is Lando out because literally, I don't know if it's a transponder issue for.
If you let me speak, Perez got a box. Perez is boxing to defend from Sainz. Russell's just lapped them lot. That's why they've shifted positions. Albon, Zhou, Norris have now been lapped. Schumacher has been lapped. So has Tsunoda and Latifi. Perez boxes now. Sainz will take 3rd position away.
Norris was around here.
Yeah, the transponder did glitch up to P8. He's down in 15th position.
Yeah, but he was there before. What happened?
Lando boxed and has come out of the pit lane in the traffic and has been lapped by Russell. That's what's happened. The time screen didn't update.
So is that why he suddenly dropped?
Yes, he's down in 15th. Actually, look at the driver track. He's here in this little battle.
You can answer questions. That would be helpful.
I did answer the question. It's you.
No, you didn't.
I said don't be alarmed.
I hadn't finished the question before you tried to answer.
Look. There's Lando at turn 1, and there was Russell just going through the inside line.
Yeah, well, can I finish my question before you answer it?
Not yet, because Alonso's passed Ocon, Bottas 2, Stroll's dropped down the order, Gasly's in 11th, but here comes Charles Leclerc round the outside line now towards turn number 1, and Leclerc gets ahead. Oh, and
that's a sector 1.
It's a bird. Yeah, just flying off. And
is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's just a piece of wing.
Hang on, that's Mercedes coming in with a new tyre. And this is for Hamilton. Hamilton's coming in now to defend from Perez on the strategy. This is soft tyres going on for Hamilton.
Be quick about it.
Well, that's answered the question that Mercedes want them to win.
George Russell. Okay, so box, lap adjust. My tyres are good. No, box.
Oh, they haven't told him.
Yeah, Bono's pretty much changed it again. That's Bono. As Sainz takes 2nd place, and Sainz just pitted.
Why pit someone on good tyres? Don't do a Ferrari.
That's Bono again being a bit out of practice of how to win a Grand Prix, but we trust Bono.
This is why he loses.
Yeah, so Hamilton now has lost track position to Sainz, and he's put a set of softs on with 23 to go. Is he putting new or old softs on, Josh? What's the time?
Hamilton has put used soft 6 laps.
Jesus Christ, they're not going to make it another 23 laps. The sprint tyres yesterday barely made it.
Are you insane?
The sprint tyres yesterday barely made it 24. Verstappen's coming in too, and he's putting a brand new set of soft tyres on.
Damn, Verstappen was back.
3.1 seconds,
He was coming back.
Yeah, and now he's dropping down to 11th. Stroll pits too, and Russell pits. What's going on here?
Why is everyone pitting?
Well, this is going to put Sainz into the lead of the Grand Prix. They're putting him on brand new soft tyres. No, used soft tyres. Russell's going to use softs.
Are they 6 as well?
Well, 2.8 second stop, but Sainz might not take the lead here. Sainz is coming out.
Well, he's blown it anyway.
Well, Sainz coming out the last corner now. Russell's still in the pit lane. Sainz crosses the line. He's going to be very close towards turn 1. There's Sainz. There's Russell.
He's not going to get...
Russell's going to take the longer line. Sainz might just take the lead here. No, Russell stays through.
Out of turn 3.
Why? What the hell?
Well, Russell's not up to speed yet. Sainz is.
The tyre is faster throughout.
Mercedes saying that the softer tyre is faster throughout.
Or used soft 9 laps.
Oh my God, they've got 9-lap-old softs for Russell.
He's going to be on 30.
Yeah, and there's 22 to go. That will not make it. Sainz may have just won this Grand Prix. I'm not even kidding. Mercedes have not only taken the gun out and shot themselves in the foot, they've shot their brains out.
With a strawn-off shotgun.
What is going on?
I hear a kettle, so I've
It's
gotta
Sainz.
go.
What is going on?
They're shooting themselves. They're taking a lesson out of Ferrari handbook of winning races. You notice it's very, very thin this year.
Well, they only had one old set of soft tyres left and one new one. They started the race on the new one. There's Charles Leclerc we're cut back to now as well. He's in P8. Well, this Grand Prix has just taken a lunacy twist as well. Look, well, Hamilton set the fastest second sector, but Leclerc set the fastest first. Leclerc's on fresher tyres. Fastest lap for Hamilton at 1:14.103.
They've lost it. They're out of control, to quote Murray.
These tyres will be okay until those tyre laps are around about 24, 25 laps old. That's where throughout the weekend we've seen them drop off the cliff. Practice 2, they dropped off the cliff after 25 laps. In the sprint race yesterday, they barely managed 24 laps. My only thinking is because the track temperature's dropped 11 degrees, that somehow that might just balance out the laps. Because yesterday the track was hotter than it is right now, so the soft tyres should be able to last 2 laps longer maximum, maybe 3, but that's still pushing it. 9-lap old, taking him to 30, as Leclerc dives through on the inside line, and Leclerc gets ahead of Vettel into turn 1.
To quote Murray Walker, they've lost it. They're out of control.
Russell does a 30.847.
They're gonna use it all up.
I like that Murray reference, and so does the listeners of USRN.
I thought it should be mentioned. Yeah. Okay, Russell just got fastest lap of a 1:13.996. So how long is that going to last when he's burning up used tyres? He should have just kept with his other ones. There's a thing called too many pit stops.
He's pulled 4 seconds now to Carlos Sainz, who's got that advantage if he needs it as well. So it's not over just yet here in Sao Paulo.
Not until the person crashes.
Robert Carlos, former Brazilian football player, is out watching in the pit lane. Go on, Josh.
One person who took going to many pit stops to the next level, Helio Castroneves.
That is true.
10 is not needed.
Hello. Oh, yellow flag. Yellow flag.
Who is it?
Well, let's have a look. It's Lando Norris, I think.
Yeah.
It is. Lando stopped. Safety car.
Smoke at the back. Smoke at the back.
That it's cooked to the same point that Ricardo stopped. This will be a safety car.
George Russell.
And this will be a safety car.
Lost power.
Actually, will this be a safety car or a red flag? What are they going to likely to do?
He's lost power. They need a crane.
Yeah, they do. So this will be a safety. Oh, can he get it going again? He's right in the cusp, isn't he? That's
They
down in
might
turn 10.
just managed to get it, though. I wouldn't do
Well,
it.
Ferrari are responding. This is going to be...
Sainz.
Oh, this is bad news for Russell, who just pitted and lost all that track
Sainz, I bet.
time. Well, it might be Leclerc, you know. His piece... Oh, it could be Leclerc, could be Sainz. Sainz goes through, so the safety car's
Sainz
called.
unused, maybe.
Possibly. The yellow flags are out. They haven't thrown it. Well, this is a very late call on the safety car completely. They haven't thrown it yet, have they?
There's literally a car on the track and they're doing nothing.
Yeah, Leclerc can't go. Norris can't go anywhere. He's getting out. Where's the safety car?
Shouldn't that be an
Virtual.
Virtual! Shouldn't that be an automatic red flag during a race? Getting out of the car?
Should be, yeah.
Who's
Virtual safety car deployed for everyone to know. And
who's
now,
director of this race?
Lars Wittek.
Wittek? There's 2 buttons. There's a button called safety car deployment and there's a button called red flag. Use one of them!
Fernando Alonso pits for a brand new set of soft compound tyres. Everybody in front of him doesn't have a new set of tyres left and will be slower than him on the restart.
At least his Sainz, box, knew it was Sainz.
Megan,
He could win this race, I know.
Alonso could win this Grand Prix, just to let you know.
Especially if everyone else is going on to olds.
I'm going to direct you down.
You're joking me, right?
What? Sainz
They're not
second.
going to put him on. They're not going to put Sainz on.
He's on mediums. He pitted just before for mediums. So put him on. Keep him on mediums.
They're going to pit him on.
Oh, wait,
They're
no.
used.
Wait, no, this might be for Leclerc instead, because they've changed. They've gone back in and got tyres out again.
Whoever they are, they're used.
It's Sainz.
Sainz pit.
They're putting him on used.
They're going to
again.
They're going to hope that Russell's going to stay out there as well on these. It's only a virtual safety car. Remember, the virtual safety car can be withdrawn at any moment. But
Josh, when you find it out, tell me the laps.
Surely
please.
it needs to be a full safety car, surely, if it's going to be the tyres. But still, it's 11 seconds lost.
Oh my God!
Sainz pits. Good stop. Soft tyres.
Did you see that?
Yeah, they're old
They're
tyres.
used. Not just old. I'm pretty sure I saw a crack in one of them. Or at least something stuck to them. First of all, clean the tyres. Second of all, why put him onto it?
Used softs 6 laps for Sainz. Used soft 9 laps for Leclerc.
Blimey.
I give up.
Let's have a look at Lando Norris. Let's listen to what happened to him. Power going to cut, I presume.
That was gradual.
Anti-stall. That's not a... Okay, that's not a turbo failure then. That's a power unit failure.
He is literally out of a track.
And virtual safety car still out. The marshals are trying to... No, this is going to need a full safety car. You're not going to get that car downhill, mate.
You can't push it.
It's on grass. The clutch is in. You're going to need the crane. The clutch is stuck.
And also, I'm sorry, is there no safety regulations today? I mean, I've been seeing people out on the track all over the place. Just, oh yeah, I'm just next to loads of cars going by. It's literally just like a couple feet away. Though no, obviously we're forgetting the fact that crashes can suddenly just happen like that. And the fact that people can just suddenly spontaneously spin out of control. Oh, thank goodness, safety car. That took you a while.
Full safety car now needed.
But seriously, it's like they forget that one of those marshals could be killed by a car just suddenly losing control. Then that's both 3 marshals' lives lost and a driver who forever has post-traumatic stress of the fact that they've killed people. Am I the only one seeing this?
So safety, no, I agree with you. Safety cars had to go out there as well, which is what the correct decision.
Because every driver who has accidentally killed a marshal's had that. Or something similar.
Wipers were on the safety car. Into turn 4. Wipers had to activate.
Oh my.
If it rains now, we're all in trouble. Omar Safnar.
This race, safety hazard.
And McLaren out. Your scoring points. We'll speak to you a little bit later on. Thanks ever so much indeed.
Oh, no, we didn't hear from Omar Safnar. They were a bit late on that.
Are you annoyed at this too?
Yeah.
I can't be the only one. You also, this entire, there's Lando. Why'd you get out of the car, Lando?
He's stuck there now to the end of the race. If he needs the toilet, he's buggered with his food poisoning.
Exactly.
Virtual safety car was deployed at 19:13. 3 minutes later, the full safety car was deployed, and they still can't get the car off the track.
Comes the boys' brigade of cars. Don't hit people, please.
What's most important is that Russell and Ham... Go on, Josh.
Yeah, the point which I'm seeing is...
Russell.
Russell.
So what are we doing? Are we racing or securing the 1-2? So you are racing, just be respectful.
No, you're not.
Right.
Oh, it's the racing. Hamilton's going to race. Russell, this is going to end in tears, isn't it? Oh, my God.
Here comes the parade.
Right, guys, I saw a crane right next to Lando Norris in a shot. Why not use it?
What are you looking at, Megs?
No, just the fact that there's a crane on the track and they're putting people in danger.
We haven't
Without using a crane.
We haven't seen the information of crane on track just yet. And this is the restart earlier on in the race.
You can quickly pull off 5 seconds flat, as long as you don't keep it out there.
This is the restart earlier on in the Grand Prix when Hamilton and Verstappen came together and Perez took over. Safety, and the field hasn't actually bunched up yet. That's the problem. And then Albon...
Bunched up. They're in 2 different factions. One of them's the Empire, one of them's Rebellion.
Ian Birch might be making his way to the commentary box for the last couple of laps of this Grand Prix. It's shaping up just like 2019. Late safety car, then all hell broke loose.
I think all hell broke loose the second this race started.
On board with Hamilton. And this was when he made the move on Sergio Perez. Do you need a drink? Are you alright?
I'm fine.
Just updating my water. Up here in the comms box. Yeah, that'll do me for the rest of the race. You get a little swig if you need it. I'll put that on your side.
Do you know, yesterday I decided to test myself. Downstairs, I got a plate from your room and one of the glasses, you know, the small tumblers.
Oh, with your vertigo?
Yeah, and I tested myself and I kept it perfectly balanced all the way downstairs. So it's not my hands that have a problem, it's my feet.
I thought one of my things was smashed. Anyway.
No, it wasn't smashed.
I'm kidding.
It was weirdly still. For a moment, I thought, was a jam on this? And it accidentally stuck down. Oh, no.
Brother Jay.
Hamilton. Shoot, guys, we've got a problem with my new cars.
Yeah.
Behind them? Are they talking about other cars?
No, they're all on older tyres.
Oh, where did he come from?
Who?
Both Bottas and Perez.
They've come up from nowhere. Brother JP says fantastic driving from Hamilton. It is. And now it's a Mercedes 1-2 with not much left on the board. Can Dad get in the com box with that? I don't think he can.
No.
He? Right, I'll move it. Megan, take over.
No, that's not hard to do. Not one was a safety car. See? Am I the only one thinking, this race? Death trap. That's the one thing I think about this. Safety car is still out.
Yes. I love this.
What have you seen?
F1 car, 1 minute 13 seconds. Safety car, 39 seconds slower. The family car, or the Latifi car, is 64 seconds slower. It is a meme I saw on Twitter. Firstly in Monza when the graphic was first showed, and I've gone with it ever since.
Honestly, it's a very accurate description. I bet on the motorway people will go faster than Latifi. At full speed.
I bet on the motorway Latifi's going the speed you would go in a speed bump.
20.
Clear in sector 11, we're being told.
Yeah, can we clear every other section now?
Safety car might be coming in with 15 laps to go. What does Ian Birch always say?
Last 15 laps is where the action happens. Well, what action is it going to be more?
Just like to remind you that even though that Norris's car's now out of the way, we've still got to get everyone who's lapped out of the way, which is Albon, Tsunoda, Latifi, Norris, all out of it. Well, actually, Norris is lapped down.
Well, Norris is already out of it.
Yeah, let's update the graphics, shall
He got
we?
fed up of being lapped. He decided, you know what, I'm going to stall this. He probably needed a loo and thought, this is the only way I'm going to get out of this.
So Norris, Ricciardo, Magnussen, the 3 retirements. It's Russell.
Speaking of the devil.
Yeah, it's Russell, Hamilton, Perez, Sainz, Bottas, Leclerc, Vettel, Ocon, Alonso, Verstappen in the top 10, Zhou, Schumacher, Gasly, Albon, Tsunoda, Latifi. 17 runners left.
Why is Lando in this right now if his facial expression is the stage of illness where everyone looks like someone's just killed their puppy in front of them?
I'm having a coughing fit in the box. Verstappen.
Why is the safety car not coming in? I mean, the car is there ready for 2 laps.
We are still yet to allow lap cars past.
Max are making up for time that they decided to be idiots and not bring it out.
Yeah, Max, surely you should understand
Lap cars may now overtake.
Also that.
Yeah, surely, Max, you should understand the importance of allowing cars to overtake as well. I mean, do you remember that it gifted you your World Championship, Max, last year?
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry, I can't say that, otherwise Red Bull will stop talking to me.
They gifted you it.
Yeah, you need to remember that, don't you? We cannot get on Red Bull's bad side.
I want to get on their bad side.
Yeah, you do, I don't.
I do, I don't care.
So, lapped cars can now overtake, which is 20...
I have no filter.
Hang on a minute. Lapped cars can overtake the... okay, so it's the 2 Williamses. So they've already...
Oh, surprising.
Everyone else has already been unlapped, so it's only Latifi... Yeah, so Latifi, Tsunoda, who have got to be unlapped as well.
I think Albon's just unlapped himself.
Yeah, so let's have a look. The 6, so 23... That's Albon. The 6 is Latifi.
Latifi's unlapped himself.
I think they've forgotten about Yuki Tsunoda in 17th, because Tsunoda's a lap down still. Tsunoda's the 22, and he's not on the board.
115 seconds.
They've forgotten about him. He's not there. They've forgotten about Yuki Tsunoda. Well, this is a bit Ocon.
So Jonas, let's not focus on him. Let's make sure we concentrate on beating Vettel eventually. Let's make sure we let him through nice and cleanly, please.
Oh, that's a team
If you
order.
can confirm that, please.
Let
as
him through nice and cleanly.
Let me race at the moment. I will once the situation is settled a bit more. But we can lose everything now also at the restart.
well. Esteban, I don't want you fighting with Fernando. Is that understood?
I need to pass Vettel now. I will
Esteban!
fight Fernando.
That's fine. You can pass Vettel. I do not want you fighting
Oh,
Fernando,
Tsunoda.
as long as that's clear.
Here he is.
Tsunoda's trying to unlap himself, and he won't. The team's not letting him. He's just locked up into turn 1. Tsunoda's doing the correct thing and trying to unlap himself. And I think Niles safety car in this lap, but Tsunoda's not lapped the field. So the safety car's in this lap.
This is a violation.
Oh, it's happening again. Tsunoda hasn't lapped the field. They can't bring the safety car.
This is a clear violation of the rules.
Tsunoda is a lap down. He has not been allowed to unlap himself, and they are bringing the safety car. They only let the two Williamses go. Niles Wittek, read the rules before the FIA get lynched by social media. Latifi needs to be released.
This is against the rules.
I am going on Twitter right now to
Where's blue
say my
flag?
thoughts.
Where's the blue flag?
Well, Latifi needs to be let through.
Hold on. Where is it? Show me where the blue flag is.
There isn't one.
That's why people keep not letting him through. They have forgotten about him. Let him through.
Should be the white flag, actually, to let him through. But the safety car's coming. Well, what's
Blue
that?
flag, white flag. I don't care. Where's the flag?
Can we also just get on the
white?
Yeah, no, that's a safety car ball with yellow.
Where is it?
Can we also just quickly say as well
They're blue.
the fact that Esteban Ocon has just ignored a team order, a direct team order to let Alonso through. Ocon can be sacked.
He can.
Yeah, for ignoring that.
That's happened before with people getting sacked.
Yeah, safety car's coming in.
Also, he's just been having to been told, I don't want you fighting with Fernando.
Well, they forgot about Yuki Tsunoda.
I love that.
Yeah, Russell's bringing us to the restart with Hamilton second. They're free to race. Green flag, race on again here in Sao Paulo.
I'll be alone.
Tsunoda is still in the mix. Russell's going to bring them to the line. Perez is backing up with Sainz. It's green flag. Race on again. Russell's looking up. Hamilton's all ready to go. Are you ready for a 13-lap dash here in Sao Paulo? Boogity, boogity, boogity. Russell gets a great launch. Hamilton's going to go with him. And Tsunoda has now been, he's just letting everybody go through. So Tsunoda's decided enough is enough. It's not going to work out. Big lock up from Bottas. Vettel locks up too. And so does Ocon. Alonso's been passed. I think he's got passed. I don't know what's happened to him there.
No movement.
Well, it's Vettel in the way. As now, look at Sainz round the outside of Perez on medium compound. No, medium compound for Perez, soft compound for Sainz. They're making a battle between each other now. Russell leads by 9/10 to Hamilton. Tsunoda's backed off right to the back and is still a lap down. Why the stewards didn't let him get his lap back, I don't know. The stewards have messed up there. AlphaTauri are not going to be happy. Yeah, AlphaTauri are not going to be happy with that unless they throw a safety car again to sort the mess out. But
do you know what? I hope they do.
They won't. Niles Wittek has made a big error there. Josh, what are you seeing on social media as Sainz continues to close down on Perez? And there's two. Look at the two Alpines once again. And Alonso has been let through finally by Esteban Ocon. A lap too late. The softs have gone. Ocon has just stopped Alonso having any chance at this race.
Honestly, I am
Ocon
fed up.
is...
Ocon, you need to stop acting like a toddler.
And here comes Carlos Sainz. Can't get into turn 1.
Ocon.
Oh, yes, he can! Yes, he can! Yes, he can! Sainz launching on the inside of Perez. Didn't make a move. Perez gets such a bad exit. Sainz on the softs gets a great exit. Perez forces him wide. They almost make contact. Coming through the curve at Sol. Leclerc's there too to try and capitalise. And now Alonso's on the back of Valtteri Bottas. Round the outside into turn 4. Doesn't work out. Alonso gets the cut back. Bottas tries to shut the door. Alonso on the outside into Ferradora. Keep your foot in it, Fernando. Oh, beautiful, baby. At the order. Into 6th. Now he can set off after the Ferraris.
Let's hope he still has a chance at it. Though also, Ocon is acting like a child. Let's face it, you're not going to win this race. You're probably not going to win the next race too. He is a 2-time world champion. You are not. Stop acting like you know better.
Ocon trying to go through the inside. Max Verstappen trying to get up the order there as well. Josh, what is social media saying about all this?
It's a bomb. It is literally a bomb has gone off on social media. Stroll has got his 3rd track limits violation.
Time deletion, man.
For turn 4.
That'll be a black and white flag for unsportsmanlike behaviour. 10 laps to go in Sao Paulo. Russell leads by 1.2 seconds. I tell you what, there's no doubt Russell is deserving this race win over Hamilton. Hamilton, I think, has passed his best. He can't even win a race. But now, look at that. The DRS is enabled. Now we're going to see what we're going to see, because Hamilton will have the DRS later on in the lap.
Do you know what? If Ocon likes playing with two-time world champions and it's making sure they don't get past him, why doesn't he go up against Verstappen? Oh, wait, here he is.
Enabled.
Yeah.
Let's see how he plays with him.
Yeah, we're about to find out. This is Ocon on the restart. Get this, Tsunoda. Tsunoda's in the middle of the track. Ocon splits the knife on the inside line. Ocon goes for a move. Lock up from the pair of them. Ocon goes through. Yes, that was Ocon passing Vettel. Then Alonso had to pass him. So that's Esteban Ocon not respecting team orders there. He'll get a big
Could get
slap.
Science radio.
Leave me space. Copy.
Turn 4 is involving car 18 Stroll and 47 Schumacher noted, leaving the track and gaining an advantage.
Okay, in this little bit of instance, like what just happened, what we saw on the screen, I kind of agree with Perez. Yeah, he didn't leave you any space because he was defending and you weren't passing him.
Sainz has got a good run with the DRS down towards turn 1. Perez goes defensive. Sainz thinks, okay, you go defensive. I'll take a normal line through turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Tell Carlos to push maximum. He's certainly doing it round the curve to solve down the retroposter. He'll have the DRS. He's on the back of Sergio Perez. Perez goes right to defend Leclerc. So goes straight around the outside. And Sainz takes the position. Sainz takes third. Up. And Leclerc's trying to make a way through on the inside as well. It's not working out that way. 9 to go. And this race is beginning to get electric. Sainz to third. Red Bull off the podium, Megan. When's the last time that happened this year? I don't think it has, is it? No, it hasn't.
It hasn't happened.
Oh, yeah, Bahrain. Bahrain. Hasn't happened since Bahrain, I don't think.
That's been too long. Oh, here's Verstappen. 7th. Oh, jeez. Alonso, keep him busy.
What happened at what was the order at Silverstone? I want to see that. Silverstone, it was Sainz who took the victory. Third was Hamilton. Second was Perez. There was a Red Bull on the podium then that day as well. Oh, Perez goes a little bit wide into Juncal. Leclerc gets a better exit running up the hill towards Subaru boxes. He'll have the DRS open as well. If you wonder what Subaru boxes translate to, it is literally the run up the hill to the pit garages. And they're side by side across the line now. Perez goes defensive. Leclerc sends over the inside line. Perez takes 4th position away from... Leclerc takes 4th position away from Perez.
Yeah.
I need a break already in this race.
I could have sworn I just heard our wind chimes. Is
Yeah.
that hedgehog climbed up or something?
Possibly. And now look at Fernando Alonso, Megan, getting tasty. Alonso might just steal a podium here with 8 to go.
I hope he sees a win.
Still could, 8 to go.
I really, really hope he gets up there. No thanks to Ocon. I also hope, though, if Alonso doesn't win this, then I hope he at least keeps Verstappen busy.
This is turning
I don't want Verstappen up there.
This is turning into a very good race for Mercedes. I've said all year long, Sao Paulo is my poppy's gone.
What?
My poppy's not on. Where's that gone?
Is it checked in your pocket?
Only one is there, so my actual the holder's there, but my poppy's actually gone. So where's that vanished off to? Well, I look at that. Take a look at Sainz, Megan.
Check outside.
Well, take a look at there. Go with Sainz.
Right, so... You haven't seen a poppy, have you?
My poppy's disappeared. Well, yeah, Ian Birch wasn't to Oh, look at Alonso!
Whoa!
Alonso going left and right, trying to go right round the outside of turn 1. Can't make the way through on the inside line.
Let's hope he doesn't spin him right round.
Good. And there he goes again! Alonso with the power! Round the outside of the curve of the Sol! With the DRS! Down the retroposter, Perez goes right! Alonso goes left! Alonso takes it! Well done, Fernando! And the Brazilians like that with a massive cheer. Alonso's up to 5th. Brilliant! And if anyone sees a poppy, let me know. I bet it's outside. Or it's fallen off somewhere. Oh, I found it!
So he's found his poppy.
Hello, Dad.
Oh, hello.
Hello, everyone.
7 laps to go. Russell leads. Go on. Who was talking there?
Me.
Go on, Josh.
The cord, which happened to me in one of the practice sessions, went like that and chopped it off.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happened to me. The plastic cord just ripped off the poppy.
Well, the first poppy I brought suddenly disappeared, so I had to pay for another one.
Well, I have found my poppy, and to stop that, I'll put the lead behind my helmet there.
Do you know, the woman who gave me the other poppy... Oh.
Where's yours gone now? It's in your hair, Megan. Oh, well, this is having a right drama now, aren't we?
So back to the race, and it's Russell in the lead with Hamilton second. Sainz in Leclerc in the two Ferraris are behind that, and Alonso for Megan is in 5th position.
Woohoo!
Not a very good day for Red Bull. Their strategy has been stupid.
Where's your poppy? Yeah, Ferrari's strategy has been
which
stupid.
is unusual for them, isn't it?
Do you know, when I told the woman at the college shop, oh, I lost my puppy, she said, oh, just take one for it. I said, no, I'll pay for it.
Good girl. Here comes Alonso's move again. Perez went super defensive, Dan, and Alonso knew what to do, was lining him up perfectly, and just thought, okay, I'll get you into turn 4, and slipstreamed him perfectly.
Do you know, you'd think they'd get everything right.
Alonso.
Nice one, baby. Let's get Leclerc.
Nice one. Nice one, baby. Let's get Leclerc. Yeah.
Annihilate him.
This is the first time that Dietrich Mateschit's son has been at the race since his father died, who's now in charge, overall charge.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. Look at this. She was saying about it. Verstappen radio.
For the runners-up spot.
Okay, Max, go and take some points off Alonso and Leclerc, please.
Okay, so Max has now been told you may now go and pass Perez because Perez has already secured. Well, actually, Leclerc into 4th, Perez down to 6th. Side by side, the two Red Bulls. Max goes through. What was looking when Leclerc was 17th in this Grand Prix is now 4th.
If you think of the strategy, Leclerc, he's got to take points off at least one of the Ferraris.
Yeah, it's got to. And Perez on the right back of Verstappen as well.
Verstappen, if you could just let Alonso pass one of them first.
That would secure, wouldn't it, the Perez's second place?
Yeah, it would, because if Perez should ideally finish up, but he's had a bad pit stop as well. It's cost him. Schumacher versus Gasly side by side.
Back.
Whoa!
Did you notice something?
That was so tight between the two of them. Schumacher proving why he should be in Formula 1 there. That's a move that his dad would be proud of.
Oh,
contact.
Yeah, a little contact there.
Did you notice something? They never said Alonso when they said take the points off. So obviously they have faith in Alonso to get up.
Anybody who's watching this on Sky have had the little thing about the fact that the two Mercedes drivers.
You're together. Swap back.
Hold station, please.
The two Mercedes drivers are from the two commentators' hometowns.
They are, yes.
And so there's a little rivalry going on in the skybox at the moment between Martin Brundle from Kings Lynn and Crofty from Stevenage.
We mean Josh mentioned that in the pre-show, didn't we, Josh?
Is Hamilton going to let Russell have this? Maybe?
I think he will.
Because he has stayed, as we hear from Leclerc. Because Hamilton has stayed outside of the DRS zone around the 1 second mark for a number of laps now.
Yeah, you're right.
I think Lewis knows what it's like to want to have that first win, and I think he wants that for George because they've become quite good friends.
It'd be the ultimate gentleman move if Lewis does sort of say, okay, you'll take it, because Lewis has had a win in every single season in Formula 1, and this would be the closest he's got all season.
I think he wants that for George.
And he'll give it to George. His protege in many respects, Dan.
Yeah, I think the reason I came into the box was I thought this is George's race.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping so, but Lewis is there just in case anything happens to George. We've got 3 laps to go.
See, he's not pushing.
And, it's a long time since that George went to Martin Brundle's track in Kings Lynn. And so Martin must be feeling really proud at this moment. Look at Angie, she's happy. Angela Cullen there.
Well, if Angie's happy, then I presume this is okay with the team. It's a 1-2.
Yeah.
And it's Russell ahead. We've been saying all year the tracks they could win at, and every time we say it, they never happen. Interlagos was the last track we said they could win at. They didn't do well in practice. Sprint race surprised us all.
I think Lewis is a very fair driver nowadays. He's very mature, and I think he feels that George has had the better weekend than he has.
And the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he wants this for him.
Megan.
I think he wants this for him.
I nearly called you Kellyanne, though.
I'm just trying to think the last time we had a British 1-2 in Formula 1. I can't think, because Lando's best result has only ever been 3rd. George and Russell have only been 2nd and 3rd together. It's been a very long time since the last time we had a British 1-2. I'm thinking Turkey 2010 with Hamilton winning with Button 2nd. Enzo Emerson Fittipaldi is watching on, waiting for the checkered flag. There's 2 laps to go here, and George Russell, who dominated the sprint, has led from start to 2 to go in the moment. Can he take it all the way? 8 kilometres left of the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, but Sainz is closing in too. And now it's all about who can hold station more. This is going to mean so much for Russell. As we said all year long, Dad, didn't we? If who was going to be the first to win in this dog of a Mercedes,
and if you're
it's Mr. Consistent.
Yeah, if you're going to win a race, you've got to win one of the big ones. And Brazil is one of the big ones.
So much history at this track. 1.5 now, the gap between them.
He's making sure Sainz will get there.
He is, isn't he? He's defending from Sainz. Josh, social media has been a buzz with not letting Tsunoda through for the unlapping as well, with the team orders. Is it happy at the moment for George Russell?
Well, if you're a Mercedes, then yes. If you're a Red Bull fan, then obviously no.
Yeah, Hamilton and Verstappen coming together. Last lap, the call. 4.309 kilometres of Interlagos left. The Brazilians are cheering. We've said all year long, Mercedes had a number of tracks they could win at. The first was Albert Park, that flew away. The second was in Silverstone, that went away. The third was in Austria, that went away. The last chance saloon was definitely here at Interlagos. Hamilton stepped up and has delivered second, but George Russell has been a masterclass.
Start.
Please think about the championship. Every point.
Leclerc is desperate to be let through by Sainz as well for second in the championship, but it's all eyes on George Russell as well, the Formula 2 champion.
Leclerc.
We believe it's too risky.
Good choke.
Ferrari strategy is denied. Leclerc more and more annoyed. Into the last sector, George Russell, born the 15th of February 1998. He's going to come out the last corner. He's home dry towards the line. It's not Hamilton. Mr. Saturday turned to Mr. Consistent. It's Mr. Sunday. George Russell wins in Sao Paulo. He's done it.
Georgie.
Lewis Hamilton is second. It's a Mercedes 1-2 for the first time in over 12 months. Carlos Sainz is third. It's the first podium since the start of the year with no Red Bull on it. It's a 1-2 in the race. And it is George Russell. Get used to that. Is a Grand Prix winner. Fabulous.
Look out for Lewis next week.
Abu Dhabi is another. The W13 no longer unlucky for Mercedes.
It's had a very dominant weekend this weekend.
George Russell, let it sink in, wins in Sao Paulo. Hamilton second, Sainz there, Leclerc fourth. Leclerc is angry over the radio.
He can be
angry.
angry.
Yeah, because Sainz didn't
Sainz
give
is
him
noted.
Why?
Safety car infringement along with
George Russell, you are a Formula 1 race winner.
Who was the other one?
And it's 1-2, unbelievable. 5. This is just the beginning, guys. This is just the beginning.
Tsunoda.
So proud of all of you.
Tsunoda.
It was taken from him in Shakir in 2020 when he was so dominant. Mercedes botched the pit stop. It's taken a year longer to get to the factory team. When he gets here, it doesn't work. The car is a dog. It's taken 21 races, but finally it's there. It's a 1-2 for Mercedes in Interlagos, but it's Russell ahead of Hamilton who gets the driver of the day. And as Josh said, Vettel, everyone's noted.
Nice work, Lewis. What an awesome weekend. A great team result, 1-2.
Congratulations to the team. Thank you so much for your consistent efforts. This is an amazing result for everybody. And congratulations to George. Really so happy for everybody.
Yeah, fantastic recovery, Lewis. Brilliant job. See you at the podium. Lewis, really well done. Another strong drive today. Brilliant drive.
Toto. He's not here this weekend, Toto. Toto's not here. He's back at the factory. Josh, loads of messages flashing up on my screen. Everyone's being investigated. And Gasly's been given a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
When you say everybody, who of the top 3 have investigated?
I think it's Sainz in third. Josh, talk us through. Oh, here's Russell.
He goes into 14th.
Into the pit lane. Into the pit lane.
Yeah, into the pit lane, not to the grid. Josh, we've got a whole list of investigations. Tell us what's happening.
Tsunoda and Sainz are noted for safety car infringement. Vettel has been lap time deleted of a 1:15.852 for track limits at turn 4 on lap 70 and a 5-second time penalty. For Gasly, what a shock there for pit lane speeding.
So that'll be another penalty point as well, which means that Gasly might just be 1 penalty point away from being banned.
Did he get one for yesterday?
I don't think he did, luckily. I think
How long will he be banned for?
A race, just
A
one
race.
race. Yeah. George Russell celebrates twice on our end. Jumps off the camera.
The irony is that Gasly's new employers have said they would rather him be banned for the last race of the season.
Yes.
Which would clear him to race all the way up to June with a clear licence.
Hope that can happen then if they want him, but they're going to have to be
Probably
careful
why
for a
I did
while.
that.
Are you going to leave the com box or are you going to stay?
I'm going to leave.
Okay.
Guess my driver of the day.
Is it George Russell?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks, Dad. Thanks for coming for the last couple of laps. Let him out, and hopefully he's all okay. George Russell will walk away. Watch out for hedgehogs. Apparently, there's been a lot of them around the commentary box tonight.
Yeah,
As
I
they come
think
through.
it's toddled off.
Megan will read. Oh, what? Sorry? Oh, he's got those ball of light.
Careful.
Megan's going to rejoin me in the centre here as well. George Russell, Grand Prix winner.
Finally.
He did it. He only went and bloody did it.
Also, I'll pick a winner.
Yeah, I said Russell, didn't I, in the pit this morning?
So
yeah.
did I.
I hope Joe Sammiego noticed it, because I did say
We win.
Verstappen. Yeah.
We win.
Incident involving Sainz and Tsunoda reviewed. No further investigation for safety car infringement, so Sainz keeps third. But, Josh, did you hear how angry Leclerc was on the radio? Nice job, guys. Leclerc has been frustrated by Ferrari's strategy all season long, and now it's happened again. Do you reckon Sainz will? Do you reckon Leclerc will threaten to walk, or is Lawrence McKees going to be finally sacked?
Well, he needs to be sacked, let's say. It's been a shocking season, but it might take, as we're going to go down to Felipe Massa for the
here we go.
post-race interviews.
Felipe Massa talking now with the top 3.
Psychological, I can beat this lot.
Carlos, it was definitely an amazing race from you here in Interlagos. Everything's always happened here, you know. Sometimes the result is always different from what I expected at the beginning. How was your race? And especially at the end, really good pace, good tires to get the possibility to be on the podium.
Yeah, I think overall it was a good race. We did have some problems there at the start with the brakes on fire. We had to stop early, which meant we had to commit to a 3-stop that maybe today wasn't the fastest given the degradation. But from there I pushed flat out to try and catch back on Checo. We had a good run on Checo at the end. Good podium after starting P7. Yeah, I think we can be happy with that. It's a shame that America was so quick, but congratulations to George.
Okay, and the fight for the second position, the construction, how you think for the last race, how's it going to be?
We're clearly on a bit of a defense mode because America were untouchable today. They were just simply the quickest car, quicker than the Red Bull, quicker than us. I think it's been a few weekends like that, so in Abu Dhabi we need to expect them to win, and we need to either do damage limitation or go for the win ourselves also.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lewis, you feel a little bit Brazilian now. Amazing race, driver of the day, so congratulations for your really, really good job. Having a little bit of trouble at the beginning, so how you think it was, that contact with Max, and also after amazing race you did?
Yeah, well, firstly, I got to say huge congratulations to George. What an amazing drive he did today. He did amazing qualifying yesterday, so he truly deserves it. To my team, so proud of everyone back at the factory and here. This is an incredible result. We've worked so hard through this year to get a 1-2 or to get a win, and so this is hugely deserved from everybody, so big thank you. What can I say? You know how it is with Max, so.
I think what you should say something is for everyone that every overtaking you were doing, the whole grandstand will support you massively. So I think that...
Muito obrigado. Big thank you to everyone here in Brazil. I've really had one of the best weeks of my life here, just with how everyone's accepted me here and the warm welcome I've had. So, yeah, excited to come back here again and hopefully some holidays in future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
George, unbelievable. I mean, I can't imagine your feeling. You are even crying. I understand how is the feeling of the first victory. Really, congratulations. Yesterday, I told you, it's the first of many. And today, you did an amazing job. So just tell how you feel and the pace of your car, you know, the perfect job you did on the race. So really, really congratulations.
What an amazing feeling. Just a huge thank you to the whole team for making this possible. It's been an emotional roller coaster this season. This race was a really tough race. I felt in control. Lewis was super fast, and then when I saw the safety car, I thought, oh Jesus, this is going to be a really difficult end. And you know, he put me under so much pressure, but so happy to come away with the victory.
And how is the feeling? I mean, remember all your career, everything you passed through, you know, starting from the karting, all of the, you know, championships that you fight, and you arrive here in an amazing season you are doing, really an amazing season, with a team that didn't start so well, and now you guys show the pace to win. And I think that's a really important thing, and especially the first victory is yours.
Yeah, I'm speechless, you know, on the in-lap, all of these memories sort of come flooding back, and, you know, starting off with my mum and dad in go-karting, and going through, and you know, all the support I've had from the rest of my family, my girlfriend, you know, my trainer, my manager, and then obviously, you know, the likes of Gwen, who gave me the opportunity to get on the program with Mercedes, and James Vowles, and Toad. You know, the list is endless. I can't thank enough, and yeah, super proud.
Enjoy your moment, and really, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
A fantastic race here in Sao Paulo. The Brazilians cheer for George Russell. God Save the King will be played for the first ever time in a few moments in the new era. And yeah, you may as well pick it up. Oh, we haven't had it on our broadcast all weekend long, so I think if you hold that side, and I will, you have to loosen it a bit, and then we can unravel because we haven't actually had it on, because we can't pull it up at the moment, but we may as well have it open. That'll do. Go on, hold it up. The Ayrton Senna. Oh, down a bit. The Ayrton Senna flag up here in the commentary box. And
I have a cup of this.
I thought you did, yeah. You should have had it on. Verstappen's radio.
Max, let Checo through, please.
Oh, we didn't.
Max, what happened?
I told you already last time. You guys don't ask that again to me.
Oh,
okay?
you...
Are we clear about that?
How many times?
I gave my reasons, and I stand by it.
Oh, Max, you baby.
How many times has Checo had to either give up a win or let you through?
Yeah, there's our...
And now, for one time, you are asked to let Checo through. You're like, no, I have my reasons. I do not want to do this. You finished 6th, mate. It ain't that big.
And he's already the driver's champion, and he won't help... Now he's just proved that he won't help Perez fight for second in the drivers' championship. So
exactly.
Max has just proved he's not a team player. Max has just proved he's a big baby. Max has just proved he's a big baby.
He's a child.
Max, I'm sorry, but you are you.
Words you can't say on YouTube.
Yeah, Max Verstappen, the biggest baby on the planet. I'm sorry, but that's no good. Let's hear from the drivers in the cool-down room.
Lewis Hamilton watching some replays of this race. Waiting for his teammate and for Carlos Sainz, who definitely on the podium. The stewards were looking at a potential safety car infringement, but no investigation necessary in that one. Meanwhile, outside on the grid, the Paulistas.
Well, we were going to hear from the drivers in the press conference room. Here they are, George Russell, FaceTiming his mum and dad. It's the beginning. Oh, it's Toto! It's Toto! He's FaceTiming Toto.
His mum and dad are probably there.
There's
give it to
Toto and Lewis. May as well say hello to Carlos. Oh no, there's nothing for Carlos.
Carlos is at Mercedes.
Carlos watching the race.
In F1 instead.
Carlos watching the race, of course. As one should.
It's pays to keep the governor happy.
Always pays to keep the governor happy. Great race. Let's head for the guys. This is going to be so special in a minute. Okay, that's enough for the top three. Just quickly before they come onto the podium, Brother JP, this has been an action-packed weekend. Great driving from the Mercedes boys. Matthew Tyrrell says, great drive from Mercedes. Verstappen doesn't care about team orders, and it's all about him. Was told to let Perez through, but didn't. How did the FI penalise themselves for forgetting to wave Tsunoda around? That's probably the biggest officiating error this year from Humperdinck. As I said, they will say sorry and forget about it like last season Abu Dhabi. Brother JP says that's an awful look for Verstappen. He should obey his team and return the favour to Perez. At your feet for the national anthem. First of all, Carlos Sainz, podium number 14 of his Formula One career in third position. Lewis Hamilton, podium number 191 of his career for George Russell. It was a sprint race win yesterday. It's the main and feature race today. From lights out to checkered flag, he has dominated. It will be his first ever career win alongside his 9th career podium. George Russell wins the Brazilian Grand Prix. And for the first time, we will hear God Save the King. And now the German national anthem for Mercedes. Haven't heard this in a while.
Oh, I love the German national anthem.
Tears in his eyes, his first ever Grand Prix win. Soak it up, Georgie boy, there's no better feeling. First place trophy to George Russell. The floodgates open, as they did for Hamilton, Button, Hill, Mansell and all those before him. His first ever Grand Prix win in his first year at Mercedes.
We've had a couple firsts this year, haven't we?
We have Sainz first, Perez first, Russell first.
First of this
Magnussen
year's
first
for
pole,
Perez.
yeah.
Because Perez has already won one.
In Monaco, twice. He won Singapore,
Yeah.
remember? Constructors, the first trophy for constructors for Mercedes since 2021 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Josh.
And look at what a trophy style to win it on as well.
Lewis Hamilton gets another podium in Formula One in his new adopted country, and Carlos Sainz, for the first time in his Formula One career, gets to stand on the podium here in Brazil, because the last time he got a podium here in 2019, it was given to him 3 hours after the Grand Prix. It's his second podium here in Brazil, but the first time he gets to stand on the top. And now, for George Russell, it's champagne time! It was a gold medal yesterday for the sprint performance. It's the top honours today with a trophy. Mr. Saturday was his name for qualifying. This year he was Mr. Consistent. Now he can be known as Mr. Sunday.
I don't think he's got it in his eyes.
George Russell wins the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Champagne glory. There's no better way to relax in Interlagos. What a Grand Prix. Straight after we finish here, we will have our post-race show. And then, as well, you can join the guys on the Grid Network 90 minutes after the end of the race. I'll be sending a video in as we've got guests coming. But this should be fantastic, Megan. Well, I'll let you go because we're about to close the programme. Megan?
Yes.
George Russell. Well, no, we are literally about to close
Amazing.
the programme. Yeah, we're going to close the programme. Right, you're in an absolute rush.
Yes.
Oh, okay. George Russell, winner. Sum up this weekend, please, in a couple of words.
Dramatic, surprising, hazardous.
Perfect. Thanks, Meg. See you in Abu Dhabi in a week's time for the last race. Let's take a look then at the session results then. Here's the race results from Sao Paulo. George Russell wins here for the first ever time. Lewis Hamilton is second. Carlos Sainz finishes third. Charles Leclerc is fourth. Fernando Alonso fifth. Max Verstappen sixth. Sergio Perez seventh. Esteban Ocon eighth. Valtteri Bottas ninth. And Lance Stroll rounds out the top 10. 11th for Sebastian Vettel, Zhou Guanyu 12th, Schumacher 13th, Gasly 14th, Albon 15th, Latifi 16th, Tsunoda 17th, crucially not being allowed to get his lap back, Norris, Magnussen, Ricciardo, the drivers eliminated. Josh, coming back to you, race over, race done. What a performance from George Russell. He's a Grand Prix winner here in Sao Paulo. What have you made of this crazy weekend?
Wow, 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 and wow, and one time for Jarm. Wow. What a race, what a weekend for George Russell, and what a weekend for Mercedes. Are they back, or was it just Interlagos that was in their favour?
Absolutely. Well, we're about to find out. Thanks for your company this weekend, Josh. My thanks to Synthol, my thanks to Ian Birch, my thanks to Megan Birch. Following us on YouTube is the review show. I'll go through everything quite quickly. Then we've got guests coming. Join us 7 days' time, both on USON and here on YouTube. You can join us. It's time for one more go-round the F1 circus. It's the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix to close out the season, but it does close with Mercedes as a Grand Prix winner. And next, we head to the site of their greatest defeat from Abu Dhabi 2021. 7 days until the close of the season. But George Russell is a first-time winner. My thanks to all of you for listening and watching here this weekend. We'll see you in Abu Dhabi. Good night to you all.